Hey fam, we're back with another banger. What if Pervy Naruto had road trip romance? So before we start, if you are craving adult mature content, join my Patreon now, linker in the description box. Alright, enough talk, let's fire it up. What? A vacation? Everyone in Team 7 screamed inside the ramen shop. Well, almost everyone except Sasuke and Kakashi. Sasuke doesn't scream unless he's in mass pain. Well, Kakashi started. You all are now 16 and ready for some rest. You all have been working very steadily and I'm very proud. I think it's about time for a vacation. So how about it? Naruto's eyes lit up with sheer delight. Sounds fun. Where are we going? Sakura was interested also. Kakashi, can we go to the beach? Please. Sakura begged her sensei. Well, he tried to avoid her big green beautiful eyes. But he looked down and saw all, well not all, of his students with big puppy eyes. If we all want to go. All in favor of the beach, raise your hand. Everyone except Sasuke raised their hand. Hey, Sasuke. Raise your hand. Sakura whispered. Quote. Sasuke kept to his bowl of ramen. He looked like he was in a trance, but I think he can still hear them. Sasuke. Naruto hissed. Still raising his hand. Raise your god-forbidden hand. Sasuke looked out the window. He glanced at all the people walking by. Well, if he doesn't raise his hand, then I guess we'll camp somewhere and put Sasuke and Sakura in the same tent. Kakashi said nonchalantly. Yay, Sakura squealed. Naruto pouted at the statement while Sasuke finally caught the situation. Sasuke raised his hand in a heartbeat. Anything but that, he said to himself. Alright, we're going to the beach. Naruto and Sakura jumped up together and did a dozy-do. Some ought to think that they'd be lovers. Kakashi said to Sasuke, who was across the table. He rolled his eyes and finished eating his lunch. Sakura was at her house looking at a magazine she was going to pack. She told her parents of her going to the beach with her companions. Her father was not for it though. Sakura's dad was very protective over his daughter. But her mom liked the idea. I hope you'll bring that darling Sasuke home one day. Her mom would always say. You better not bring that little freak over here. Her dad would always say. Asterisk. Sakura turned a page and gone reading again until she heard a knock on the door. Honey. It was her mom. Coming. Sakura ran to the door. She opened it and let her mother in. Honey, I want to talk to you. Close your door, I don't want your father listening. Her mother giggled as she sat on her daughter's bed. Sakura closed her door and sat next to her mother. Yes, Mom. Sakura, I want you to take the utmost care of yourself on that trip. Do you hear me? Sakura rolled her eyes. It's gonna be one of those conversations. Yes, ma'am. Nothing is going to happen, I promise. Sakura said, trying to avoid the conversation. Well, since you put it that way, I guess there's no need for me to worry, is there? Her mother smiled. But honey, don't let any boy take advantage of you. Just because you're a pretty young girl doesn't mean they have to. Mom, nothing will happen. Sakura blushed. Her mother giggled at her furiousness. Alright. Well, you'll be off tomorrow, won't you? I'll pack a lunch for you and your little buddies, alright? Okay. Thanks, Mom. Her mother patted her head and left. She always understands. Sakura thought to herself. She smiled until she could hear loud footsteps coming. It was the dad. Sakura, I want to talk to you. Ek. HMMRPH. Sasuke growled to himself as he packs his clothes for tomorrow. These two. I guess my shorts all fry if I don't take them. Pork ramen, miso ramen, tofu ramen, is there such thing? Chicken ramen, shrimp ramen, mushroom ramen, creamy chicken ramen. What else? Naruto got up to find another bag to put his clothes in. The first bag was filled with ramen packages. He packed his stuff and sat them next to the door so he won't forget them in the morning. All packed up, he thought to himself. The next morning everyone had arrived at the right time. Everyone was chipper and excited. Kakashi, how are we gonna get there? Sakura asked the tall elite ninja. We're walking, he replied brightly. Sakura went white. Do you know how far we are from the beach from here? Huh, do you? Sakura tugged on Kakashi's sleeve. Yep, about 140 miles. Isn't it great? Kakashi smiled brightly. No, that ain't cool. Naruto hissed. Let's go. Kakashi announced. He started to walk along a path set out into the east. Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke looked at each other. This is gonna be one long stupid trip. They thought. It was evening and the sun was beating up our Team 7. Master Kakashi, I'm tired. Let's camp here, please. Sakura begged her sensei. Alright, we'll set camp here. Just do one thing for me, Sakura, set up the tents. Naruto, you go look for some wood, we'll start a fire. Sasuke, go get us something to eat. Kakashi wasn't ever the one to bark order. He sat down up against a nearby tree and took out Ika Paradise. He looked up and saw his 3 little students wide-eyed. Well, as wasn't a suggestion, guys. Quote, Naruto burned with anger. How come you're not doing anything? Well, I'm old. You're young. Go do that stuff for me. Kakashi went back to his book, leaving Naruto and the gang speechless. After camp was set up, it was time to eat. Sasuke had brought the fish back and was cooking it over the fire Naruto had built. All this for a beach. I should have known. This sucks. Sakura sighed. Naruto looked at her. Well, at least we have 130 miles to go. I think we did good today. If it wasn't for all our luggage, we could have gone farther. Sakura thought of her luggage and how she shouldn't have taken so much. Then her mother popped in her head. The lunches. I forgot all about them. Sack. Ura looked through her bag that was beside her. Should be in here. Naruto looked confused. She came across 3 boxes. Here it is. She took them out. They were still warm. Naruto knew what that was. He started to drool. Sasuke-kun, Sakura blushed. What? Sasuke had a box shoved in his face. Sasuke-kun, my mom made this for you. I made some of it, but my mom made the most. The rice would go great with the fish. Don't you think? Sasuke looked kind of surprised at this. But then, it is Sakura we're talking about. Naruto automatically got offended. What? What about me? Don't get one. No. Sakura said coldly. Sasuke, do you want it or not? Her eyes got glassy. Sasuke rolled his eyes and thought, the only reason why I'm taking this is I don't want to make her cry. He took the box from her hand. Yay! Sakura shouted in pure delight. Sasuke opened it to find warm rice and little rolls of sushi. Although he was kind of happy that he took it now, does Sasuke hate sushi? Someone let me know, so I can change it. Naruto was insanely jealous now. Come on, let me have some. Sakura, please. Naruto begged her. This one is meant for Naruto. She thought to herself. He looked at the box that was meant for her foxy-looking partner. Well, maybe it'll get him off my nerve. She gave Naruto the box. Yes. He began chowing before he could get a good look at what he was going to eat. Where's Kakashi? It's getting dark. Sakura asked both the boys. Mainly Sasuke though. Sasuke replied. I dunno where the old fart is. Naruto mouthed. Sakura looked at her, love eating her mother's food. Forgetting all about her sensei. I wish it could be like this. My mother could cook a big dinner for when Sasuke would come over and meet my parents. She had a very disturbed image in her mind of Sasuke and her family talking and having a jolly good time. She was having this good dream until there was a tap on her shoulder. Wah! Naruto, stop scaring me. Sakura was really yelling at Sasuke. Do I look like Naruto to you? Sasuke asked, not changing his regular expression. No, not quite. What is it? Shish, be real quiet. We might have Oishinobi after us. It's just a hunch, but be careful just the same. And be a little more quieter. Alright, Naruto. Sakura looked over to Naruto, who was now licking the box lunch container. You're so disgusting. It's getting dark. We better get rested. Sasuke started. He looked over to Sakura, who was staring at him. The box lunch was good. Thanks. It hit the spot. Sakura's eye lit up with joy. She smiled, turned red. Thanks, she said, pulling at her clothes, trying to keep her cool. She wanted to look in his eyes, but she couldn't or she would fall out. Want to keep the fire going in case Master Kakashi wants to come back? Sasuke asked his group. No, the old fart can manage. Naruto said, sulking at the earlier scene. He turned to Sakura to get an answer from her. I don't see why not. He is elite, Sakura admitted. They all set up their things for the next morning and slept inside their own little tents. Sasuke put out the fire and headed to his tent. But before that, Sasuke-kun. Sakura peeked out her tent to talk to her crush. Sasuke turned to her. She was already dressed her night clothes. She had a tank top with shorts. Sasuke-kun, what if there is a Oishinobi after us? What do we do? Master Kakashi isn't here to help us. I'm scared. We'll do our best. He walked over to her. He bent down to meet her eyes. Don't worry, nothing will happen to you. You've got me and Naruto. He blinked and sat up. Sakura was so pleased at this. Sasuke actually spoke to me like he cared. I can't wait to get more closer to him. I want to see the real Sasuke. She thought. Thank you, Sasuke. But by the time that came out of her mouth, he was already in his tent. And yes, he locked it. The tent has a lock on it. Ha ha. For all you ladies that love to peep like boys. Sakura zipped up her tent contently. Until she turned back around and guess who she saw? Naruto. Grr. Naruto. Sakura's eyes turned red and the background was fire. It was time for Naruto to talk now. Well you see, I forgot to get my tent and well I was wondering if I could sleep next to you. Please. Sakura's face expression did not budge. Inside Sasuke's tent, you could hear familiar screams of Naruto. And the weapons and battle cries of Sakura. Sasuke pulled to cover his head. This is gonna be one long stupid trip. The next day everyone of Team 7 was hot and tired. They've had enough. They are tired of walking on their vacation. It was absurd to walk in the heat on your vacation. Would you want to? If you do, you're strange. Sakura decided to break the silence. Master Kakashi. Why are we walking on our vacation? Well, it's good exercise and think about it, you get to enjoy the fresh air of the great outdoors. Kakashi said, stretching while walking. But I'm tired. Sakura whined. Me too, master. Can we please take a break? Naruto asked, trying to help Sakura. But we already took one 10 minutes ago. By the time you take all your breaks, we won't make it into the town further up the road. Kakashi replied. Sakura thought for a moment. Town equals inn equals room equals a bath equals rest and relaxation. Woohoo! Sakura squealed. I'm up for it, let's keep truckin'. Kakashi with his keen sense read her mind. Where are we gonna get money for the inn? He said sarcastically. Those words shot Sakura right through the heart, preferably with AM4. Sasuke spoke. We could work for it. The whole group stopped moving and looked at him. Naruto looked scared, Kakashi looked like, no he didn't say that, and Sakura just stared. What? Sakura cautiously went over. You feeling alright, Sasuke? Must be heat exhaustion. Naruto blurted. You're right. Kakashi yelped. I'm fine. It was just a suggestion. Forget it. Sasuke started walking again. Sakura followed him. Come on, we were just playing. You don't speak a lot though. So we were caught by surprise. Sakura shaped her pink lips into a smile. Sasuke looked at her. He rolled his eyes and turned his head the opposite direction. Sakura thought he had blushed slightly and didn't want anyone to see him. She giggled at the thought. Alright, so what do you think about it? We could get money and buy a bus ticket. Sounds like a plan to me. Kakashi said. But I don't wanna work. Working sucks. It's for losers. And Naruto whined. Kakashi corrected him, patting his head. Now Naruto. You have to work to get what you want out of life. Do you want to lazy about and expect things to go your way? Yeah, of course you do. He interrupted again. Now you're going to go to this town and behave and work. Unless you don't wanna go to the beach. He bent over to whisper in Naruto's ear. You do want to see Sakura-chan in her bathing suit, don't you? Naruto imagined her with a two-piece. Then, as like any other male, started drooling. What are you whispering to him? Sakura screeched. I heard my name. Oh, nothing. Kakashi stood up and spoke to the whole group. You all have to make your own money, alright? If you don't, you won't be able to get a bus ticket, so you will escort yourself back home. Sasuke looked as if, that's really what I want to do. After some quarreling, bitterness and war, they finally made their way to the town. The town's vibe was friendly. Everyone was bright and smiling as they walked the unpaved streets. Some set up little booths to make that extra cash. It looked like a little market. The houses made of stone and brick. The windows filled with flowers. Little kids run and play while young women stand and gossip to each other. Men of all ages do their chores and play pranks on each other. To simplify this, it was a town you would probably like to settle down in. Or gag. Well, let's find an inn. Sakura said hesitantly while the young men stare at her. Naruto saw this and ran to her side. He was not going to let these losers have Sakura. Not over his fox demon body. They stared at the beauty for a minute longer and went back to their afternoon work. HMPH. Naruto huffed to himself. They found a nice-looking inn on a corner. Immediately Sasuke and Sakura asked for a job. "You're right in time," said the counter lady. She was round with curly red hair. "We need some people to wait our restaurant tables. You two can do it. It's only for a while though because the people that were waiting them are sick. Room is free. And for your little friends. Thank you so much." "Thank you," Sakura said politely bowing. Sasuke grunted as a thank you. "What am I gonna do?" Naruto yelled. "Don't you have any jobs for me?" "No," the counter lady said plainly. "Grr. Calm down Naruto. You'll have your chance. Let's get a good night's sleep, okay?" Sakura asked, calming him before he shoots him a person. He calmed and sat down at a table. "I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat." One of the waiters that was not sick served the 4 guests. A few minutes later, Naruto felt a gentle tap on his shoulder while eating his dessert. "Excuse me." Naruto turned around to find a very gorgeous girl. She had black hair with blue highlights and a very delicate voice. She wore a black shirt with a black skirt. She had a nice complexion and her face was an angel. She looked about 17. "Well, hello." Naruto greeted a little too cheerful. "Yes, hi." She looked at his group and saw Sasuke. Like every other girl, she blushed and giggled at the sight of him. I heard you were looking for a job, sir." "Yeah, I am." He smiled a foxy smile. "Well, I have a job for you. Here, take this address and meet me there at 10 sharp tomorrow. I'll tell you what it is then. I don't have much time, so, see you." Naruto stood there wide-eyed. He looked at his comrades. They said nothing. All was silence. Until Naruto screamed, "Yes, she digs me. I'm gonna get a date." Everyone in the room sweat dropped. Team 7 shared one room due to lack of money. 9 and the lady only gave them one room. "Naruto, do you see this invisible line?" Sakura screamed, claiming her territory. She pointed at the floor. "Sure. If it wasn't invisible I'd never see it," Naruto said sarcastically. He slapped his head like he had never noticed the invisible line. "You know what I'm talking about, Naruto." She put him in a headlock. "If you pass that line you're a dead man." Yeah. Who'd wanna cross you line when I've got that hot chick that wants me?" he said, losing breath. Sasuke was sitting on his bed in the corner away from the mattress. "Yeah right, loser boy. But Sasuke-kun, you can cross the line whenever you want to," Sakura said sweetly. The complete opposite of what she was doing to Naruto. Sasuke just shuddered at the thought. Lego. Losing. Air. Kakashi got fed up with the fighting. "Alright you little freaks," he said like a country coach chewing tobacco. He kicked in his fake accent. "If any of ya get in one another's bed, ya gonna have ta sleep outside like hobos. You're gonna be expelled from this here trip and you'll have ta apologize ta each of the opposite sex you meet. That's a lot of people. So I suggest no one goes near protection bubble. Bubble is the standard of 3 feet around bed." Sakura looked sad. Sasuke was happy. And Naruto did not care. "Where are you going to sleep, Master Kakashi?" Sakura asked. Kakashi thought for a moment. "I dunno. I'll find a spot. Don't worry about me, just yourself for the time being. Could you by any chance let Naruto go now? He's turning blue." Sakura just noticed that she was still squeezing Naruto's head. "Oh, sorry." She let him free. "Are you trying to kill me?" he gasped. Naruto woke up to find Sakura and Sasuke gone. He walked downstairs to get him something to eat when Naruto, a familiar feminine voice called. He didn't recognize his pink-haired co-emrade in the frilly apron and high-heeled shoes. Her legs were shown from the lower thighs and down. She had a gold necklace adored on her neck which laced down to her little cleavage. She had her hair tied back into a low ponytail. She looked great. Naruto couldn't believe his eyes. He looked at his crush for a few more minutes and managed a good morning. "Would you like a table? We're serving breakfast now." She grinned. "Yeah, I'm hungry." Naruto just couldn't stop thinking about Sakura in her waitress dress. He forgot Sasuke was here. Hey, where is Sasuke? Over there. She pointed over. In the corner of the room where he was taking an order from an old lady. He had dress pants on with a dress shirt. Sexy sexy. His sleeves were rolled up to his elbows. Ha ha ha. Hey you. The dork with the dress pants in the corner. Naruto yelled. Sakura slapped him with the notepad. Naruto, clutching his head, took a seat that Sakura assigned him. What do you want to eat, Naruto? She said sarcastically. Nice. Why do you even ask me that question? Just dumb, I guess. One miso ramen. Anything else? Are you gonna charge me? How else would I get money? Aw man. Forget it. I'm going to my girlfriend. Sakura's heart skipped a beat. She gripped onto her notepad tighter. Why your girlfriend? That lady is not your girlfriend. Her words were a little shaken up. Naruto could hardly make out what she was saying. What's wrong? Are you okay? Sakura. Naruto asked, worried. He got up to hold her shoulders. Sakura turned and looked at the ground, trying not to let him see, her eyes watering. What's wrong with me? Why am I? Sakura tried to think, but Naruto kept shaking her and asking questions. What's going on? Sasuke popped up and scared Naruto. Sasuke-kun. Sakura finally looked up. Naruto glanced at her. He didn't see anything wrong with her. Guys, I have to get back to work. Sorry, she said in a low tone. Sakura ran to the back of the restaurant. Naruto didn't say anything, so Sasuke decided to find out for himself. Look, I'll take care of Sakura, you go to your job. Whatever it is. Naruto nodded. That was too awkward. Naruto thought, walking down the street to get to the address the lady gave him. Sakura was acting so weird. Could she be jealous? Huh. That's only in my imagination. Oh, there it is. Found it. Naruto looked at the house he will be working in for a day, hopefully just one. It was brick like most of the houses on the street. The steps to the door had a garden on each side. There was 2 floors to the house. But it looked like the second floor isn't used much. He could see that the window was dirty and there were no curtains. He climbed up the steps and knocked on the wooden door. He could hear a woman's voice inside. Coming. Naruto listened closer. He could hear the woman struggling to get to the door. She ran into a million things before finally opening the door. Sounded like she was tripping over toys and such. Hello again. She was just as pretty as yesterday. She had a black tight skirt on and a light blue blouse on. Come on in. Have some tea, we can talk. Naruto smiled devilishly. Oh yeah, she totally loves me. I'm gonna get some, he thought. Then a cheesy image popped up in his mind. He's 16, you know what he's thinking. They came into the living room. Please sit down, she said, smiling. Naruto sat down across from her. In between them was a table with cookies and hot tea. She poured him a cup and handed it to him. Well, why are you here, looking for a job? She asked, crossing her legs and staring at him seductively. She threw some of her hair back with her hands. Well, me and my crew were going to travel to the beach. But we got tired of walking, so I came up with the idea of getting a job here in this town. Oh, Naruto was lying. But his story just got worse. Since I am an elite ninja, I was taking them to the beach so they could brush up on their training. They are just beginners, so I wanted to take them to some place fun. Oh. You are kind. Very. Now what is your name? We haven't been properly introduced. Yes. My name is Melinda. And yours? Naruto. You have a lovely name, Ms. Melinda. As lovely as you are. I take it you're not married. No, I never want to get married. Just what Naruto wanted to hear. I just don't know about getting married. I'm too young for commitments. She smiled shyly. But you sound like you're great with kids. She got up and walked over to Naruto. So, she sat on the arm of Naruto's chair. I wouldn't mind being married to you. She leaned over to kiss Naruto when zap, 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 zap. Naruto looked around for the mysterious noise. Naruto looked down and saw a child with a water gun. He had black hair just like. Lemme guess, he's yours. Melinda got up and sat on her couch. Well, yes he is. She giggled. Well, you can guess what your job will be, can't you? Is he a pain? To me? No, to the president. Yes, you. Duh. Of course he's a pain. That's why I have to have a babysitter. I'm going on a date all day so I'll need you to babysit. No way. I ain't babysitting that little brat. Naruto yelled. The little boy squirted water at Naruto. Why you little? I'm not a brat, mister. And my name is Jeffrey. And I suggest that you use it for now on. He squirted him again. That does it. Naruto chased him around through living room. You're perfect with him, Melinda said happily. Look, if you babysit him all day, I'll give you $20. If Jeffrey has a good time with you, I'll give you a bonus of 20. Come on please, I'm begging you. $40 is enough for a bus ticket here. Naruto looked at her. Fine. Yay. The child screeched. Thank you so much, Melinda said. This is gonna be one long stupid trip. Naruto mumbled. Sakura. Sasuke came in the workers' lounge where Sakura had ran to. He saw her on the couch with her head on her knees. Her eyes were clear with tears. She lifted her head pitifully. Sasuke, she said softly. She took her feet off the couch to let Sasuke sit beside her. He sat gracefully. Her heart fluttered silently. A blush quietly slid across her pale face. He turned to her. Well, what was that all about? He glared at her, scaring her a little. I don't know. I really don't. It just happened. She clutched her stomach. The butterflies were torturing her. Are you okay? He asked softly, seeing her have a hard time with her stomach. Oh yeah, I'm totally fine, she lied. I thought so. Look, we need to get back to work. Or we can't get that money to the beach. So come on, I thought you were excited about working with me. He looked at her. Then he did his rare, sexy smile. Sakura's heart dropped in her stomach. He got up with a grunt and made his way to the tables. Sakura smiled to herself. She stared at him as he left. She looked out the window above the couch she was sitting in. She looked at the bright morning. The butterflies flourished in her stomach. She blinked and went to tend to the tables. Hey you little, as for Naruto, who was having a hard time. Wah, hee, catch me, the little boy named Jeffrey called to Naruto as he was messing the house up. Naruto is responsible for the house. Melinda told him so. That's it. Playtime's over. Naruto lunged at him and caught the little boy. This is what all the training did for Naruto. Lemme go, you old man. Old, Naruto screeched. Who do you think you're callin' old? Why, I oughta put you on my knee, and he put the boy on his knee. What you need is a good spanking. No, don't spank me. I'll be good. Jeffrey cried. No, I ain't your daddy and I ain't having it. Last time you said that when I threatened you to lock you in your room. He raised his hand to the air. No, this time I swear. He thought of a plan. Hey, you got somebody you like, mister? Like a crush? He was trying to change the subject. Yes. Why? Can I meet her? Naruto looked at him strangely. I can hook you up, my friend. You in a hole, aren't you? I can tell by your eyes. A close rival of yours, she likes him, right? But you want to win her heart, right? The little boy smirked. Naruto's eyes widened. Bingo, he thought. Naruto flopped to the floor. How did you know? I can tell by your mystical viber wavy thingy. He lied and we all know it. Wow, Naruto said, looking at the child. You're an incredible feachick. So you want to meet Sakura? That's the girl's name. I bet she's beautiful. He smirked at his plan. His plan was to get out of a spanking. Maybe he could get his hands on this foxy lady he was going to hook this loser up with. Yeah, I think she's very beautiful. Naruto gulped. Show me to her, Sasuke. Sakura called. I need you to get these dishes over here off table number 5. She paced the room picking up dishes while taking orders. They were booming with business now because of the new good-looking waitress, Sakura. Most of the boys drooled while other girls snickered at her beauty. Girls drooled over Sasuke and the boys, well, weren't too happy. Where was Kakashi during this mass souse? Watching his cute little students in the corner working so hard. Plus he doesn't want anything to happen to them. Most of the people in the room were over 16. You know how boys like to touch, can't leave some girls out. But Kakashi ain't up for no hanky-panky. So he decided to watch the crowd closely. Hey honey, get your fine ass over here. One man yelled across the room. What did you call me, you pervert? Sakura stomped over to her rude customer. What did you say? Her face turned evil. She scared the hell out of that boy. Kakashi hummed to himself in the corner where he could not be seen. She saw Sakura waving her pen and threatening to kill the boy. Maybe she doesn't need my help. Nope. She just hit the poor boy with a notepad. I'm outta here. She's such a tomboy. Poof. Disappeared in thin air. Probably to a quiet spot to read his book. After he left, Naruto walked into the busy restaurant with his client's son. They were happy until they saw Sakura unmercifully beating a guy's head in. So the boy started. Is that the chick? No. Naruto said, pushing him in to sit at an empty table next to a window. When they were seated, Jeffrey asked Naruto if that really was her. Yeah, it is, replied Naruto. May I take your order? A familiar male voice asked. It was Sasuke. Yeah, 2 miso ramens please. The boy said. Don't worry, it's on me. Yow, thanks. So you're babysitting Naruto? Sasuke asked while writing. Yeah, so what? Oh, nothing. Sasuke rolled his eyes and paced away. The boy glanced around to make sure no one was listening. Anyway, that was the guy, right? I can tell, he looks like a total prick. Anime goddess's adjective for him. Yeah, that him. He's not just a prick, he's smart. But if he was really smart, he'd go after Sakura. He looked behind his booth to see Sakura picking up dishes from tables. So he hasn't made a move on her. Jump on her then, he thought for a minute. She hates you, doesn't she? This little boy is so good at guessing games. Yeah, she hates me. Naruto's face saddened. Don't worry, I'll fix that. He wilted to her. Hey hottie over here. Yeah, you with the pink hair. This guy over here wants to speak to you. Are you crazy? Naruto whispered to the boy. She'll pound you and me. Quote. Then he heard Sakura's stomps getting closer and closer and closer. Naruto. He looked up at the voice calling him. He looked up to Sakura. Yeah, who's this adorable little boy? Are you babysitting? Naruto was so glad that he didn't get hit. So he nodded. What did you want to talk about? Jeffrey answered her question since Naruto didn't really know the answer anyway. He told me this morning that you were the most beautiful, gorgeous, finest girl his eyes have ever seen. Hey, watch it. Naruto turned a deep red. Even his ears. Naruto. Sakura blushed a bit. Jeffrey had to ruin it though. And he wants to knock her back out tonight. Naruto, you die. Sakura punched him out the nearby window. Sasuke came out with their food. He glanced at HTE window that was shattered and Sakura, who had a boxing glove on. It was easy to see the scene that just went on. So, Sasuke laid one bowl on the table for the boy and retreated back into the kitchen with the other. When Naruto woke up, he was in his room. Jeffrey at his side. What time is it? He said sleepily. It's around 8 p.m. mister. You need to take me back home. I wish I could stay longer. I love your ninja equipment. Naruto bounced up. What? You've been playing with my stuff. That's dangerous. Did you hurt yourself? No. Sigh. Let me take you back home. Okay. After Naruto and Jeffrey left, Sasuke and Sakura were left to clean up the busy day. They've made $30 in tips. They had a feeling their check would be a good-looking profit also. So Sasuke, you're tired. Sakura said, wiping the table. Yeah, kind of. Not really though. I'm tired. Can you take care of the rest? She smiled at him. She did look a little beat. Sure. He walked up to her. She gave him the rag to wipe the table, but Sasuke took her hand before she could give it to him. He kissed her gently, gathering her hands in his. Sakura pulled away. She opened her eyes. A blue shish of pink glided over her face as she stared at Sasuke. He still had his eyes closed as if to soak up the moment. All I've wanted. Dreams can come true, Sakura thought. My first kiss, finally. Sasuke. Naruto asked, walking in the door, finding this rather unusual scene. Sasuke turned around at the call of his name. He saw Naruto and whipped a rag out and started to wipe the table. Sakura moved so Sasuke could get by. She wasn't able to move otherwise. Sasuke, answer me. Naruto stalked over to him. What do you want then, Naruto? Sasuke asked calmly. Why did you kiss her? You hate her. I don't hate her. Sasuke admitted. I don't love her. Those words struck Sakura in the heart. She gripped her hands on the side of her dress. She walked over to Sasuke. Sakura placed her pale, gentle hand on his shoulder to secure him. Sasuke, please tell me, what? He shoved her off. Go to your room, Sakura. He took a kunai knife out of his pocket. Naruto knew the drill, so he did the same. No, you can't do that. That's uncalled for. Please, stop. Sakura cried. Go to your room now. Sasuke yelled to her. Sakura silenced. She backed away from the now furious Sasuke. What happened? She thought to herself. Meanwhile up in a tree watching, Kakashi watches this tragic scene. Oh, boy, there's gonna be a fight. Looks like I'll have to intervene. Should have known this would happen. With a grunt he got up. He stood on the branch and looked at the moon. They say, the course of love never did run smoothly. Sigh, this is gonna be one long stupid trip. And with that, he jumped out of the tree. Take out your kunai knife. Sasuke ordered. He had his in between his fingers. No need to tell me twice, you bastard. Naruto angrily yelled. He lunged at Sasuke, but Sasuke was ready. Naruto stopped in his tracks and ran to the left. Sasuke was caught off guard with this because he thought Naruto was going to do a frontal assault. Sasuke turned to his left, and put his guard for Naruto to attack and him to counter. No, stop. Please. Sakura cried. She got away from the fight though. Stop it. Sasuke. Naruto. Naruto charged at him from the left, a few centimeters away from Sasuke, and Naruto disappeared. Sasuke looked to his right, up, down. Shit. Sasuke mumbled. Behind you. Naruto screeched. He looked behind him and saw the tip of the kunai head for him. It's all over. Sasuke said to himself. Gotcha. Kakashi grabbed Naruto by his coat. Sasuke looked around and found himself on the floor. He had dropped his kunai knives on the floor. He saw Kakashi holding with Naruto. Kakashi lifted Naruto with one arm. You're getting heavy, about time you gained some weight. You were so puny when you were 12. Grr. Let me go, old man. I had him. Oh old man. Ahem, no you didn't have him. Kakashi mentioned. Look harder right there. Naruto opened his eyes wider. A fishing line. Yep. You were going so fast, if you got any closer to Sasuke, your head would have been severed. Sasuke put that up, while you diaspered. He used the doppelganger technique. And you fell for it like a fool. Grr. Sasuke, I hate you. Soon the counter lady ran over to see the commotion. We're sorry. The whole group said. You better be. You two are good workers, but I'm glad you're leaving tomorrow. Nothing but trouble, she said. Here's your pay. Thank you very much. Sakura said, bowing. As for you, she pointed to Kakashi. You need to control your children. You need to act more like you are a parent. How old are you? 20. Kids having kids. Can't keep your pants up. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Why I oughta. Lady, I'm not the father. I'm their teacher. Look, I'm really sorry. And I ain't 20. And I'm not a kid. So we really should get our sleep, and take our leave. So let's go, children. He shooed the three genins upstairs to their beds. Bye. Kakashi said, going upstairs. The counter lady leaned on her counter. That sounded funny. Now, that's a real man. She said. Upstairs. Do you know how much trouble you could have been in if you killed each other? Sasuke. Naruto. Hello. Kakashi scolded. Yes, master. The both said in unison, looking at the ground. You know what it's called when you kill people? Murder. You hear me? You could get the highest punishment for that. He stopped to sigh. He hates lecturing. Kakashi doesn't do it often, but in this case, it was worth it. I don't know what to do with you all. But I'll think of a punishment. Me too, Kakashi-sensei. Sakura asked, panicked. Yes, you too. Sexual harassment on both you and Sasuke. Of course. Sasuke is in the biggest hole. Sexual harassment and fighting without an order. The room was quiet. Nobody moved a muscle. So, Kakashi started again. Did you all get your money together? We'll be leaving tomorrow. Yes, master. They all said in unison. How much did you get? $40, Naruto answered plainly. 45 for me and Sasuke. Including tips. Sakura said pitifully. Good. You all have enough. I scheduled a bus today for tomorrow. It'll be coming at 12 a.m. So, get some sleep. Kakashi sighed. And with that, Team 7 went to sleep. Sasuke woke up first. It was around 3 a.m. He couldn't stand sleeping if he was going to have that dream again. And another thing was getting in trouble last night. He visioned his parents in a heap with his brother standing over them. His Sharingan eye glowing. Sasuke decided to stay awake. He didn't want to sleep. Sasuke. Naruto softly asked. What are you doing up? Nothing. Go back to sleep. Look, Naruto sighed. I'm sorry for attacking you today. Sasuke chuckled. It's alright. I was out of line. Don't worry about it. Sure. Naruto laid down. Hey, how's it feel to you without parents anymore? I don't know. But you never had parents. What happened to them? I'm not sure. I was only a baby when it happened. I wish someone saved my parents. He did it in one night. My whole clan. Sasuke choked. Sasuke. Wheel now. Why are y'all up? Kakashi suddenly popped up. We were just getting to sleep, master. Naruto replied. I heard you guys talking. Good job for apologizing to each other. Kakashi walked over to Sasuke. Don't worry, Sasuke. Please don't let your dreams overwhelm you. I won't. Sasuke said. You guys get to sleep before you wake Sakura. Don't worry, you're not in trouble anymore. I want you to have fun for your summer. Kakashi stated and went back to the window he was sleeping in. Sakura heard all of this, she smiled to herself and drifted back to sleep. Wake up, my little ninja wannabes. Kakashi yelled happily. Master. 5 more minutes. Sakura whined. Nope. Let's go. Pack your stuff. I'm so hungry. Naruto sleepily said. I didn't get anything to eat last night. I feel horrible. Well, you're gonna have to go without food until we get on the bus. Come on. They all packed their stuff and headed downstairs. This is going to be one long stupid trip. Wow. Sakura looked at the view they were passing on the bus. She nudged Sasuke beside her to look at the view. He was too busy thinking of his brother. Look, Sasuke. Look at the mountains. Aren't they beautiful? Sasuke glanced at the window that was beside Sakura. Sasuke had to appreciate them a bit. They are Sakura. Sasuke calmly said. Sakura squealed with joy. She got to sit beside her favorite person for hours and hours. They had a long way to go from now. Naruto sat across from them reading his To Be a Ninja for Dummies book. He looked up every once in a while to watch Sasuke. He didn't want him to do anything perverted like what he did last night. Kissing his Sakura-chan. How dare he? Kakashi sat next to him by the window. He was reading his all-time favorite book, Ika Ika Paradise. Growl. So hungry. Naruto whined. He could go up for some ramen. Maybe miso or chicken. Master. Can we get some food? Kakashi thought for a moment. Yeah, if Hokage found out I starved you, he'll surely hurt me. On the next stop I'll get you something to eat. Oh, thank you. Naruto screamed in tears. Everyone on the bus just stared at him. Even the suspicious guy in the behind Naruto reading the newspaper that's 4 years old. Naruto stared at him strangely. He stared back. Who are you? Naruto asked rudely. The man covered his face with the newspaper. Naruto stopped being rude. Kakashi said. Turn around, you little dunce. HMPH. Naruto turned around and looked at his book. You better turn around, Naruto. The man muttered. Sakura. Sasuke whispered. Yes, Sasuke. There's a Oishinobi asterisk on this bus. Keep your guard up. Okay. She sunk in her seat. She gripped onto a bit of Sasuke's shirt. Say you'll protect me. Sasuke blushed a bit. I will. Sakura's heart soared. He'll protect me. My dream has come true. She leaned on him. Naruto looked over and saw this. Hey, you pervert. Kakashi hit him on the head with his book. Now Naruto. Settle down. We're almost at our second to last stop. It's a few hours away. What? Aw man, that's too long. I'll starve to death before then. Naruto yelled. Oh well for you then. Kakashi sighed. He glacked out the window then to his book. Grr. Naruto growled along with his stomach. Naruto. A slight tap on his shoulder distracted Naruto from his symphonies of stomach growls. What do you want, Sasuke? Naruto asked, turning to him. Here. Sasuke shoved a bag of some kind of snack in front of Naruto. It's just a snack. Don't read anything into this. Naruto graciously took the bag. Naruto glacked in the bag. Thanks. Chocolate Pocky. Sasuke said nothing after that, but Naruto didn't care. He had snackles to eat. That night, after they ate at the mentioned stop, everyone was asleep. Even Kakashi, but never fear, he never lets his guard down. Naruto had gotten restless in his sleep. He woke up from a disturbing dream in Ramenland. The whole bus was in eerie silence. Everyone was asleep except for the driver and a few others whispering. The bus driver looked tired but he was hanging in there. Go bus drivers. Naruto squirmed in his seat. I woke up for something. Naruto thought. Oh yeah, bathroom. Naruto got up gently not to disturb the elite ninja beside him. Naruto looked at his sleeping comrades. Sasuke was sitting up with his arms crossed and Sakura was slouched in her seat with her knees on the back of another seat in front of her. Naruto smiled dreamily at Sakura. She looks like an angel when she sleeps. She is worth fighting for. I wonder why Sasuke fought with me for her. I thought he hated her. Why? Before Naruto continued he looked out Sakura's window. It was dawn coming. He glanced in the seat behind him. It was empty. Naruto thought of the mysterious man that sat there earlier on in the day. He looked at the newspaper that the man was holding that covered his face. Hey, this was 4 years ago. Naruto whispered to himself. Something's fishy. Naruto glanced around for the owner of the paper. His coat was off. That means his face is showing. Then he reminded himself of the bathroom. He walked back of the bus dodging all the coats hanging arms and suitcases in the aisle. He got to the weak-looking door in the back of the bus. There was a light on. Maybe they do that because it's so dark. Naruto thought positively. He opened it. Wah! Naruto heard that and slammed the door. Who was that? He said gasping air. He tried to recap on what his victim looked like. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Suddenly the door opened to find that a battle aurora was emanating from the one and only Ino. Naruto went white. Naruto. You've done it. Ino screamed. With that Sasuke, Ran and Kakashi along with the whole bus woke. Sasuke ran to the back of the bus along with Sakura trailing behind him. Ino. Sasuke. Sakura. Naruto. Naruto interrupted their meeting. Now that we all know each other. Ino, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you all doing here? Ino asked, dodging Naruto's question. Sakura quickly got mad. You came here to spy, didn't you? Ino said nothing. Sasuke-kun, I'm here for you. Somehow she got through Naruto and Sakura on that tiny aisle. She glomped him. I was so scared that big forehead would hurt you, my dear. Sasuke just shoved her off. Oh, how he will be mine soon. Ino cooed. No he's not. Sakura yelled. While this argument continued at the crack of dawn, Naruto went to use the bathroom. You didn't think he would forget now, would you? Sakura took her place beside Sasuke. It was a little quiet when Sasuke spoke. She was the Oishinobi I was talking about. I didn't think it would be her. She's been spying on us since day one. Sasuke glared out the window. Sakura felt butterflies in her stomach again. Did she see us kiss? Did Ino see Sasuke and I kiss? If she did, she clasped her hands to her heart that was beating furiously. Sasuke glanced at her current position. What's wrong? He questioned. Nothing. Her eyes lowered to her shoes. I just thought of that time if Ino was following us. Sakura gulped. She didn't want Ino to know that kiss. Ino would never forgive her, but she wanted Sasuke and her friend. But fate has torn them apart. Sasuke said nothing. Sakura looked up, expected something. All she got was Sasuke's soft expression. But to Sakura that was more than enough. Ino sat in her seat spying on Sasuke and Sakura. Damn, seat's too high. Can't see nothing. This is gonna be one long stupid trip. Oishinobi Ninja Pursuer, I got it from a diff. Manga. Hee. Sakura woke up to the morning light. She found herself leaning on Sasuke. Sasuke looked down at her. She leaned to the window beside her. Sorry, she admitted. He said nothing but looked behind him and remembered that Ino was spying. She was still sleeping. Sasuke shuddered at the thought of being with her all day. Sasuke. Sakura said, bringing Sasuke back to life. He replied. Sakura looked at him softly. Look out the window. Isn't it beautiful? Sakura turned to the window. Sasuke looks to see what was so beautiful. It was the early morning. The orange and red color sank into the glittering ocean. The waters were a little still, but it was gorgeous. Sakura's heart uttered a bit when she turned back to Sasuke, who was staring amazed out the window. His mouth was open. Sakura giggled at his expression. Sasuke, your mouth is open. Sakura continued to giggle. Sasuke once again came back to life. They stared at one another for a while, soaking up the emotion and atmosphere. Sakura gulped. She trembled under his stare. They drew near each other. He's going to kiss me. Sasuke is going to kiss me again. Oh. The inner Sakura fainted. They were a centimeter away from each other when. Good morning. Naruto screamed with delight, waking up the whole bus. He was in the seat in front of them, smiling. Damn you, Naruto. Sakura thought. Sasuke went back to his normal expression. So, how long have you been up, Sakura-chan? Naruto questioned. Sakura thought for a moment. He didn't see that. Phew. She spoke. I've been up for a little bit of time. Well, Naruto rolled his eyes. I think you should get more sleep. It's a pain on your skin and you got trash bags under your eyes. What did you say, Naruto? Sakura asked him to see if he had the guts to repeat it. Nothing. We're almost there. So pack up your snacks and stuff. The hyper blonde mentioned. Sakura and Sasuke looked at one another. Sakura giggled. Almost. Sasuke smirked. That's all right. Sakura's heart skipped a beat. He has plans. For me. Oh Kami. Thank heavens. I hope it's a date. She imagined her romantic dinner by the seaside with him over a full moon. After a few minutes they finally stopped at a beach hotel. Kakashi looked at the size of the beach hotel. Looks expensive. Kakashi said. Looks like we'll have to go camping by the ocean. I hope the tide doesn't drown us at night. No. Sakura whined. I don't want to camp. Please master. Let's just go see and make sure it's expensive. I mean, what if it's not? Well, he looked down at Sakura. Her green eyes were so adorable. Sigh, okay then. Yes, yes, Sakura chirped. She hugged Naruto by accident. Woohoo. He hugged her back tightly. Sakura caught herself. Ow. Naruto. She screamed, pushing him away. Well, you hugged me first. Naruto noted. Sasuke rolled his eyes and smirked at the scene. They walked to the large beach hotel. The walk was a white glittery asphalt, resembling the glittering sea to their side. There was a hill down to the sea. The waves lapped onto the shore, causing the soothing sound we all are familiar of. The ocean. The smell of salt water entered our heroes' noses. Of course Naruto had to get a good whiff. Sniff. Ah. It smells like the ocean. Naruto said merrily. Sakura looked at him. You don't say. Sweat drop. They went inside the air-conditioned hotel. People were busy getting their rooms and others taking the elevators. Maids make their way around to do their assigned chores. It was a busy place. A very large, nice, beautiful busy place. The lobby had marble floors and walls. The elevators were made of spotless glass. Further in the room there was a gold sea. A lord counter with a lady waiting for Team 7 to approach. A few feet away from the counter was a balcony looking toward the ocean. Sakura's eyes lit up with sheer delight. Oh, it's so beautiful. She pranced to the balcony. As she did a twirl in the middle of the floor. Her hair swung along with her dress. All the boys had a smirk on their faces. This was heaven for any girl. Naruto smiled and ran after her, giggling like a little child. Kakashi and Sasuke walked over to the waiting woman. Naruto went up to Sakura, who was leaning on the balcony edge looking down at the ocean. Naruto, she said softly. Just think of the sunset here. She closed her eyes and breathed in the ocean scent. Naruto blushed at his angel that had captured his heart for a long time. Her hair blew back with the wind. She opened her eyes and smiled at the ocean. Isn't it lovely? Gulp. Yeah, Naruto said dreamily, staring at her. She looked at him strangely because of his tone. And his weird gulps. Naruto, Sakura asked, worried. He continued to stare at her. She waved an arm in front of him. Hello. He snapped back to life. Who? What? When? He glanced around trying to figure out where he was. You were like in a daze for a while. Sakura giggled. She smiled softly at him. Idiot. Her green eyes brightened brilliantly in the sun's rays. Naruto felt his face get hot again. Sakura. Yes, Naruto. She turned her attention to the ocean again. Low. Naruto struggled. Isn't the ocean great, Naruto? It's just what I need. What about you? Naruto looked down, disappointed. He missed a chance to tell her. Stupid timing. All Sasuke's fault. See, Naruto's weird ramen, for that statement. Yeah, it is. Naruto had plan B. But not as beautiful as. I think Master Kakashi is signaling us. Let's go and see what we're going to do. Sakura said excitedly. Naruto sighed. Missed it again. Oh well, he has a long time from now to tell her. Kakashi stood up straight. Ahem, we are staying here for a few nights. Yes, Sakura squealed. But, Kakashi interrupted Sakura's victory dance. We have to bunk up with someone. Who? Naruto and Sakura demanded. Sasuke made a grunt of disappointment. Well, where did she go? Kakashi asked looking around his side. She was here a minute ago. Sakura thought of the person they met yesterday on the bus. Ino. No, not Ino. She screeched. Yes, Ino, stated Kakashi. She'll be you and Hinata. Hinata. Naruto and Sakura said confused. Yep, Hinata. Hinata came from behind the elite ninja. She blushed from the sight of Naruto. Hello. She began. Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke. Hinata, how'd you get here? Sakura asked surprised. Well, Ino wanted me to come so badly. So I Ino. Sakura stuttered. Why her? Sakura thought for a moment. She folded her arms and looked hard at the floor. She must be up to her usual tricks. Sakura's attention was focused back to Hinata. Her and Naruto were conversating. Sasuke was just listening but not really paying a lot of attention to them. Sakura looked over to him. He caught her glance. What? Do I have something on my face? Sakura innocently asked. Sasuke shook his head. No. He looked back to Naruto and Hinata. Sakura felt like she was defeated at that moment. She sighed and clasped her hands together and rested them under her chin. If only I could be closer to him somehow, now with Ino in the way. I'll never make it. I have to have alone time with Sasuke. I have too. She remembered the kiss he gave her the other night. A pinkish hot blush appeared over her cheeks. That kiss. I want to experience it again. Her mind was filled with lovey-dovey pictures of her and her beloved Sasuke-kun. Let's go, Sakura-chan. Naruto called to her. Okay. Sakura said, catching up to her comrades who were leaving her. The group got on the elevator. Hinata. Sasuke sighed. Yes, Sasuke. Surprised that he was talking to her. Where's Ino? Sakura saw a blush creep over his face. Sakura kept to herself, trying not to yell. But her inner self wouldn't shut up. The hell? Why's he asking for her? Oh my gosh. I hope he doesn't like her. Ew. Ino pig. Look out. Hinata hesitated for a minute. She shivered under Sasuke's icy glare. Hinata started. She disappeared on me also. I don't know. Sasuke turned to look out his side of the glass elevator. He could see each floor filled with busy people. Most of the costumers had bathing suits on. The ocean was very blue and absorbing on the 5th floor. The elevator stopped, and the group exited the elevator quietly. Well, here are the rooms. Good. We're right next the elevator. Nobody is on this hallway, except us. Kakashi flicked out a list that he was writing on the elevator. Here are the roommates. Quote. Just then another elevator came up. Ino was in it. She smiled as she came out. Sasuke-kun. She cooed. Her nice expression wrinkled into a sarcastic smile. Sakura-chan. Sakura smiled cheerfully. Ino pig. Ino snapped. I try to be nice and you call me names. Wow. You were being nice. Could have fooled me. Kakashi saw this burning rivalry. He tried to calm them down but they just said. You stay out of this, old man. The reaction to Kakashi. He sat in a corner and sniffled. Hinata comforted him. What are you doing here? Sakura growled. Of course, to be with my love. Sasuke-kun. Ino hissed. Ino. He's not yours. Sakura stomped her feet. My. Such a temper. Ino went over to Sasuke. Sasuke, I'm scared. She hid behind him. Such a barbaric girl. I'm appalled to be of the same gender. Sasuke just moved away from Ino. Trying not to hurt her. Sakura smirked. Kakashi. Kakashi got back up. Yes, he looked like a little puppy on Sakura's leash. In other words, he was scared. Who are we bunking with? She asked, calming her temper. Kakashi straightened up his back. Well, Hinata and Sakura, Naruto and I, Sasuke and Ino. Sakura then broke into a million Mirko pieces. Ino's blue eyes shined brightly. Sasuke-kun. Darling. She was ready to tackle him until he moved aside and she landed on the floor. Sakura got herself together again. Wah. Master Kakashi. Wah. Sakura was practically stuttering on every word and sentence. She felt her tears well up in her eyes. Sakura looked at Sasuke, who was being glommed by Ino. Naruto came up to her. Hinata was silent. It felt like her voice had been cut off. Sakura, Naruto said. He put his hands on her shoulder, reassuring her. She pathetically looked at him. Naruto. Sakura. It'll be okay. I think. Ino stared at Sakura. Her face frowned. You love him that much? I real friend would. Sakura. No. Her face straightened. I have Sasuke now. I don't need to worry about her. I have what I want. She smiled again, this time squeezing air out of Sasuke. Sasuke pushed her off him. At least tried if his hands were free. I have my reasons for this. Kakashi said. Sakura got her strength back. Then why? She pushed Naruto off her. Why? Kakashi glared at her murderously. Sakura gulped. It's a secret. Kakashi chirped. Why you? Naruto grabbed Sakura's arms. I'm gonna pound you, Kakashi. Don't hurt Kakashi. Hinata softly said. Kakashi quickly changed the subject. Let's get settled and then. Ino squealed with joy. Sasuke-kun. Let's go. Sakura sulked. Naruto fumed at Sasuke's cool attitude toward this. Hinata worried for Naruto. Kakashi giggled at this sight. I love stories. Especially as there's one right in front of you. This is going to be fun. He thought, shooing Naruto in their room before a fight started out between him and Sasuke. Hinata and Sakura was left in the hallway alone. Hey Sakura, are you okay? Sakura looked at her lifelessly. I'm totally fine, Hinata. Thanks. She lied. Let's get to our room, alright. She faked a laugh. But Hinata was not easily fooled. You like him very much, don't you? I don't want to say it, but I know how you feel. Sakura was opening the door until she turned around to find Hinata staring window. Hinata, tell me it isn't Sasuke. Sakura gripped her dress. Hinata blushed. No. She smiled. It's someone else. Sakura stared at her confused. Let's go inside. Sakura's confused face melted into a smile. Yes. Sakura entered the room. Hinata sighed as she went in the room. This is gonna be one long stupid trip. Wow. Sakura sighed. She looked around her lavender-colored room. Well, it was Hinata's also because they were sharing the room. She collapsed on her silk-white bed. There were no windows except for the glass sliding doors that led out to the balcony. She thought of how it would be cool to live here until she heard Hinata unpack her things. Sakura-chan? Hinata asked shyly. Yes. Well, you look so depressed, but I want you to have faith in Sasuke. He can handle himself against Ino. Hinata squeezed her pillow. Have faith in the one you love. Her voice hushed to a whisper. I know I do. Hinata. Sakura sat up. You have someone you love too. Hinata blushed a deep rosy red. Well, oh, tell me all about him. Please. Sakura stumbled to Hinata's bed. I don't know. Oh, come on. We're sharing the same room. It'll be like we're sisters or something. I promise I won't tell. Listen, if you tell me your secret, I'll tell you mine. Hinata hesitated for a moment. She really was curious about Sakura's secret. I wonder if I'll be able to trust her. I'm sure I can though. She's so nice and all. So, it won't be that bad. Sakura waited patiently for the quiet girl to speak. Hinata looked up to her pink-haired classmate. Promise you won't tell. Sakura took Hinata's hands. I promise, Hinata. I'm a ninja that never goes back on her word. Hinata's pearly eyes met Sakura's emerald ones. Well, I guess you're right. There was a short silence until Hinata gained enough nerve. I love Uzumaki Naruto. Hinata blurted. Sakura turned white. The she fell on the floor. Wah. Sakura-chan. Hinata softly screamed. I'm okay. Sakura repeated over and over on the floor. So you like Naruto? Strange. Hinata suddenly remembered Sakura's part of the deal. Your secret, Sakura-chan. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Sakura leapt to her feet. She whispered in Hinata's ears. I love him too, she said sweetly. What? That was the loudest scream Hinata's ever done. No, you can't. Stop worrying, Hina girl. Hina girl. Sakura sat by Hinata again. Don't worry, you know who I want. I want to help you. Help me. But why? Because, we're friends and plus. I know how you feel. Sakura smiled genuinely. Sakura-chan, listen, Naruto is very sweet on the inside. And you were very smart to see that first before anyone. I know, that if I could be born again, I'd. Sakura struggled to fight back the tears. She knew it was hard to go back on her words and love for Sasuke. Her reputation would be ruined if anyone knew that she liked Naruto now. Hinata was very quiet but had a real good eye for boys. And a true heart of gold. Naruto would be so happy with her if he tried to get to know her. Never mind, I'm going to give you the hookup Hina. Thanks Sakura, Hinata replied. Sakura went out to the balcony, she couldn't believe she was doing this. The truth was that she was in love with both the boys. Naruto had a pure happy heart. He seemed so real to her. She didn't have to keep on the edge of her seat when she was with him. She could be herself. Sasuke was different. His eyes filled with hate and anger. A cold, cruel heart. What captured Sakura to him was his mysterious background, and he was very cute. That time, he smiled at her, kissed her. It was a dream too good to be true. His kiss was perfect, absolutely perfect. She had to have him. She wanted to open him up. Find out who Sasuke really is. She was just penetrating a bit of his wall of hate. I'm going to knock it down, she thought. I'm going to find out who he really is. I know he's a loving, special, beautiful being. But is it right loving two people? The wind lightly lifted her hair. The salt water smell filled her nose. She heard the steady rhythm of the waves beating upon some rocks below. Sakura-chan, a familiar voice called out. It was Naruto. He was room away from her. Isn't this magical? The ocean is so huge. Sakura smiled. Yes it is. Aren't you glad we came? Naruto nodded. Yes, it's great. How about me and you take a walk along the shore tonight? Sakura's heart skipped a beat. She wanted to go so much with him. But she thought about Hinata. How much she cared for Naruto. Her love for him was powerful. How about, no, but I do know someone who'd die to go with you. Sakura shouted to make sure Hinata heard her. Sakura-chan. Hinata ran over. No, everyone can hear you. Who is it Sakura? Who wants to take a walk with me? Naruto yelled back. With that Ino busted out her door. Do you guys mind? I'm trying to be with someone. Sakura burned with anger. Someone. Don't give me that you pig. Ack. Ino growled. Why you little snot? I'll come over there or whip your butt you mother. Watch you mouth. Naruto yelled. He just couldn't resist. Ino turned to him. You better stay out of this Naruto. I'll smack that blonde hair right off you. Naruto silenced Afriad of Ino wrath. Sakura stood strong in front of her ex-best friend. It hurt fighting with her. But she couldn't take it no more. All right, she announced. You and me, outside. Hinata and Naruto's eyes widened. No you can't do that. They both blurted. Hinata blushed that Naruto and her were thinking the same thing. Sakura went back into her room. She took out a scrunchie and tied her hair up so it won't be easily grabbed. Sakura thought this would be a cat fight. This fight had no honor in it, so she didn't take any weapons. It was going to be pure strength. Hinata came up to her. You can't fight Ino. I understand your hate, but don't fight. Quote. Sakura turned around to her. Hinata saw the tears welling up in Sakura's eyes. Don't tell me anything, she hissed. She blinked and the water fell. Sakura quickly wiped them away so Hinata wouldn't see them. But Hinata did. Hinata felt quiet. Sakura gave out a sigh. And made her way to the door. Before she could open it. Fighting will do nothing Sakura. You love her. She's your friend. Hinata sat on her bed. I'm not going. I didn't ask you to come. Sakura said coldly. She opened and closed the door. Ino went into her room. Someone is going to get beat up and it won't be me. Sasuke glared at her. Look, if I beat her she'll be off your back. Just think. Sakura forever not swooning over you again. Ino came up to him and took his hand. It will just be us. HMPH. Sasuke yanked his hand from hers. I have no interest in you. We'll soon find out. Ino slyly said with a grin on her face. She made her way out the door. Kakashi-sensei. Naruto ran to him. Sakura and Ino are going to fight. You got to stop them. Kakashi looked at the worried Naruto who was shaking. He was afraid Sakura was going to get hurt. It's true that Ino is a little bigger and tougher. It isn't anything that Sakura can't handle. They're not going to fight. With weapons. It's just a little schoolgirl fight. He giggled. Grr. You of all people. What happens if they get hurt? What will the parents say? Oh. Forgot about them. Well, got to go stop a fight. He hopped off his bed and ran out the door. Naruto's sweat dropped and followed behind him. Sakura and Ino met outside beside the lighting where no one was looking. They stared each other down. Both of them were mad and tired of being mean to each other. Ino. It's time that we settled this like women. Her tears were streaming down her face. Fine by me. There were no tears on Ino's face, but she looked a bit nervous. Kakashi, Naruto and Sasuke found them. Don't do this. Naruto called to them. Sakura-chan. Sakura-chan. Sasuke. Naruto. Sakura mentally blamed herself for this. Now she wishes she could take it back. She thought about Hinata and what she said to her. I never go back on my word. Stay out of this. All of you. Ino cried. Her fists trembled. Kakashi. I will tell my mother that this is my fig. And it wasn't your fault that I got hurt. Sakura gasped. She thinks she'll get hurt. I'm not that tough. Kakashi went over. I can't do that. It's my responsibility too. Ino interrupted him. No. Stay out. After that, Ino charged at Sakura. No. Naruto yelled. That's when Sasuke made his move. She jumped in front of Sakura to protect her. Ino almost struck him with a kick, but she stopped. Sasuke-kun move. I need to beat some sense into her. Ino screeched. He glared murderously at her. If you think I'm going to sit here and have you fight her, you're wrong. Sakura's heart dropped in her stomach. Saw Sasuke. She tried to manage more, but her mind was too busy racing and she felt too many emotions to talk. What? You'd defend her? Huh? Please. Sasuke-kun, don't think ill of me, sweetie, but move. Sakura fell to the ground. I don't want to be here. Sasuke turned to the fallen Sakura. Sakura. He noticed that her eyes looked cold and stained with a mix of green and gray. He was taken aback. He wasn't used to this face of Sakura. She always looked so bright and cheerful. Sakura got up and fled her battle. Ino got insanely mad. You come back. Stop running away, you bitch. Sasuke chased her. Sakura. They ran so far they were out of sight. He tackled her onto the sand and they rolled together. No. Let me go. Sakura sobbed with a mouthful of sand. I don't want to fight the people I love. Let me go, Naruto. I'm not Naruto. Sasuke let off her and she sat up, sitting on the wet sand. Sasuke. She sniffed. Her lip trembled. I don't want to fight her. I can't. I'm not strong enough. She sobbed hysterically. Sasuke looked at her pitifully. He really didn't know what to do in these cases. Let's go after them. Ino yelled at Kakashi. Kakashi looked down at the bossy child. How about no? Sasuke will bring her back. He need to do stuff like this. Helps soften him up. Now let's go back into the hotel. You're leaving them here, On a beach, Alone, Together. At night, yeah. Kakashi said that slowly since Ino wasn't grasping any of this. Why? Ino asked, pissed to no end. He said this really slow, told. You. Why, Ino? Don't treat me like I'm stupid. I'm going after them. No, you're not. Kakashi picked Ino up and put her on his shoulders. You let go, you old pervert. Gar. Ino steamed. Nope. Ha. Kakashi made his way with Naruto back into the hotel. After Sakura was done crying, she looked lifelessly at the stars that were coming out. You know, Sasuke. Hun. I never wanted Ino and I to break up our friendship. Sasuke looked down at the sand and said nothing. But Sakura scooted beside Sasuke. I wanted you more than anyone else. I'm not blaming it on you that we broke our friendship off, but it was because of you. When she told me we were rivals, it changed me. Sakura covered her face in her hand. After all that crying, her eyes were dry and they burned and the wind wasn't helping either. Let's get you inside, Sasuke said. He halfway got up until Sakura pulled his shirt to sit him back down. No, stay here, with me. I've wished for this moment a really long time. Sasuke did as she wanted. He said nothing. Those kisses you gave me, are they really for me? Sasuke blushed a bit. Yes. Why do you like me so much though? Sakura was quiet for a minute. 'Cause you're so mysterious. She laughed a bit. Cute too. He looked at her as though those aren't really good reasons. Sakura looked at the sand. Okay, I'll tell you. You give me butterflies. She took Sasuke's hand and put it against her heart. You feel that? It only beats like that when I'm around you. See how fast it's going. That's how I know that I'm in love with you. Sasuke closed his eyes to hear her heart. Sakura wanted this so much. She was always in love with Sasuke. Inner Sakura was crying tears of joy. Sasuke and Sakura drew near each other and kissed. He laid her down gently on the soft wet sand. Sakura breathed heavily with excitement. I can't believe this is happening. Sasuke. He caressed her wet body, gently feeling every curve she had. Sakura shivered feverishly. He kissed her deeply. Sakura was frozen, she had no idea this was going to happen. Then, a wave hit them and knocked Sasuke right off her. Sasuke, are you alright? Sasuke smirked. Tides. Sakura giggled at the now soaking wet Sasuke. You all wet. You are too. He got up. Sakura did her famous smiles while squeezing the water from her long hair. He helped her up. They stared at each other before sharing another kiss. Sasuke, I'm so tired. Sakura said before falling on him. Sasuke had to catch her. All this excitement wasn't good for her. She was tired and needed sleep. Sasuke lifted her gently. He carried her to the hotel. Sasuke knocked on Hinata's door with his foot. One knock and Hinata answered. She saw a wet Sasuke and a wet, fainted Sakura. Did they fight that bad? She shrieked quietly. No, Sasuke answered. She had too much excitement. That's all, Sasuke stated. Oh, her bed is right there. Hinata sweetly pointed to the farthest bed in the room, nearest to the sliding door. Thank you. Sasuke walked in the room and sat the pink-haired girl down. He looked at her longingly. Hinata stared at the dark boy's shadow over Sakura. Sasuke, do you love her? Sasuke glared at Hinata, causing her to wince. HMPH. He left the room, leaving Sakura in poor Hinata's care. Sasuke walked in his room. I wonder what happened to Naruto. He thought. He would have ran after Sakura and I. Maybe Kakashi told him not to. But why? Sasuke closed the door to his room quietly. The room was dark and he thought Ino would be asleep. He walked into the bathroom to catch Ino in her robe. Sasuke-kun, you perv. She smiled innocently. Hee. Sneaking up on a girl like me. Don't worry, I was coming out anyway. She set her hand on his shoulder. Sasuke-kun, you're wet. What happened? Did that mean girl push you in the water? I swear all. No, she didn't. Sasuke simply put it. Well, what happened? Nothing. Quote. Ino suddenly noticed what was going on. She was so jealous she couldn't speak. So she walked out the bathroom silently. And shot Sasuke a death glare. Apparently he didn't care. Ino sat on her bed in silence. It wasn't fair. She did not care to fight Sakura. Yet she wanted to so badly. Only for Sasuke. Sasuke. He was her dream. That seemed so distant and far away. Sakura has him now. But I will not give up. Never. But her tears slowly slid down her face. Someday, he will accept me and give me his love. Someday. Ino laid on her bed, not bothering the covers, and listened to the shower in the bathroom where Sasuke was. She slowly but surely drifted to sleep. Someday, she kept thinking. Sakura woke up once the sun shone on her face through the glass sliding doors. She could hardly open her eyes, they were shut with dried tears. She recapped on everything that's happened. From fighting Ino to Sasuke's kiss. It was so overwhelming. All this happening at the same time. She sat up to greet the morning. She looked over to Hinata, who was sleeping peacefully. Sasuke brought her home, and Hinata must have got her in her covers. She owed them greatly. Smiling at Hinata, she went over to the glass door. Sakura saw the sun coming. Stepping outside, she thought of what she would do to confront Ino. I don't know if I should confront her. She must be really mad for me running out on our fight. I can't fight my friends. It's just not right. Especially Ino. Sakura leaned on the rail. The wind lifted her hair. It was a long way down from the 5th floor. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Ino was on the next balcony. Ino, what are you doing up this early? Sakura questioned. HMPH. You've got some nerve. More than one person can't sleep. Sakura blushed with embarrassment. Yeah, I guess. Sakura smiled, making Ino turn around. I hope you're sorry for what you did. Ino demanded. Yes, I am. Sakura admitted. I thought to myself before fighting. I can't fight friends. You were fighting your rival. No, I wasn't. I was fighting a friend. Ino gave up on the argument. HMPH. Well, we are still rivals. Yes, Sakura replied. But can we be friends too? Ino smiled. We always are. She ran back inside feeling embarrassed. Ino put her hand over her heart. You'll always be my friend. Sakura. Ino giggled cheerfully. Sakura smiled at Ino's sliding door. A tear got away from her eye. Ops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Sakura thought. Kakashi gathered all his genins outside the hotel. Listen, we're going to a restaurant. Kakashi announced. Sakura wondered this weird predicament. How'd you get all this money, master? I got a really good job in that last town. So, I got a big chunk of money. I need to go back there again. He laughed. What was it? Naruto asked. Kakashi went silent for a while. It's a secret, he brightly said. Come on, tell us. Naruto begged. Sakura wasn't too sure if she wanted to know. He is a pervert after all. Nope. Now let's walk to the restaurant I found in the newspaper. I have no idea how to get there, but we'll find it. He skipped happily along the pavement. Everyone's sweat dropped. While walking along the streets filled with busy people, Naruto ndered about his fellow pink-haired genin's condition. So, Sakura. He started. Are you okay from yesterday? Yes, Naruto. No need to worry. Sakura said sweetly. I was just worrying, because you had ran away from the fight. And Sasuke chased you, but look, Naruto. Don't worry. Naruto continued. But did you get any sleep? You got trash bags under your eyes. I told you on the bus that staying up was murder on your skin. Quote. All of a sudden Ino began laughing, scaring everyone in her group and the people walking by. You too. Wahahaha. Murder. It's more than that, my friend. Ears were coming out her eyes from laughing so hard. Ino pig. Sakura shouted, alerting more people. Shut up. You're like totally embarrassing us. Ino abruptly stopped laughing. What did you call me, forehead girl? You heard what I said. Sakura spat back. That's enough. Hinata said calmly. Please, no fighting in front of a crowd. This is our vacation, respect it. Ino and Sakura looked at Hinata. Then they looked at each other. When did you get so talkative? Ino wondered. And telling us what to do. Hinata glanced around for help. She looked down at the ground. She shyly said, I don't know. I'm sorry. Naruto put his hand on her shoulder. Hinata's right. You guys need to stop fighting. It's our vacation. We hardly get them. Hinata blushed furiously. Our vacation. He meant me too. He says I'm right, she thought. His hand is still on my shoulder like we're a couple. Hinata put her delicate soft hand on Naruto's. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Quote. He did his foxy smile. Sure, no problem, Hinata. He took his hand off her shoulder and they started walking together, leaving a stumped Ino behind. Sakura smiled. You go for it, girl. Ino came up to Sakura and started walking with her. Since when did those two get all friendly? Well, really, I don't know. Sakura smiled brightly, giggling, leaving Ino even more confused. Sakura skipped along the pavement to tch up with Sasuke, who was in front with Kakashi. Sasuke-kun. Sakura jumped beside him. Nice bright morning, isn't it? Sasuke said nothing but changed his mind. Yes, it is. Sakura's heart leapt with joy. She put her hands behind her back and walked silently with him. That's probably what he wanted. Until Ino came up. Okay, so she's one of my favorite characters. Kill me. Sasuke-kun. She glomped him. Isn't it nice? I'm sitting beside you, all right. Did you tell Sakura how much fun we've had as roommates? Ino smirked slyly. Sakura's eyes widened. What? Yeah, we had so much fun. He walked in on me in the bathroom. Ino just didn't mention she was covered up. On purpose. She cackled evilly. Sasuke glared at Ino for telling lies. Sasuke. Is this true? Why? He held his arm in front of her, which said, quiet. No, he said darkly. Sakura sighed in relief. Sasuke put his arm down. Ino was shocked that Sakura would believe Sasuke so easily. You'd really believe Sasuke that easily? Sakura smiled shyly, just like Hinata. Yeah, I trust him. Sasuke felt his face get hot in amazement. Grr. Ino growled. She had to think of another plan. Sakura continued her heartfelt comments. I trust him. After all we've been through, I have too. All my teammates are very close and dear to me. I hope you feel that way with yours. Ino looked at her. Ino turned to T. He belighting they were passing trying not to face Sakura. I wonder what Shikamaru is doing now. Ino snapped out of her trance. No, I don't know what you're talking about. My team is made out of losers. Sakura giggled seeing the pink and red all over her face. You're blushing Ino. What are you talking about? Ino screeched. Burning red. Sakura settled down. Oh, nothing. Hee. After and some laws they finally make it to the restaurant that Kakashi mentioned. It was a French cafe. We can't eat here for breakfast. This is a lunch thing. Sakura yelled at Kakashi. You're right. But it just turned 12 a minute ago. It took all our time to get here. So come on. This is a good experience. French. The language of love. Sasuke. It's the language of love. Perfect for us. Ino giggled hanging onto his arm. Let's share a dish. She thought of sharing a dish with him. Sakura sulked. The group walked into the building. It was very fancy. It looked like a French restaurant. Wow. Naruto exclaimed. I wonder if they have ramen. Everyone's sweat dropped. Hinata giggled. No Naruto-kun, it's a French restaurant. Where they serve French food. Naruto looked at the short shy girl. Well, I don't know any French dishes. We'll fix that sir, said a young waiter with a fake French accent. Bonjour. Here is the menus. Follow me to your seats. The group did as they were told and followed the boy. Sakura and Ino looked around amazed. They loved high-class stuff. Hinata was too busy staring at Naruto to notice her surroundings. Everyone there were either couples or people getting drunk. Or both. The young boy waiter seated them in a big round booth in the corner. Sasuke sat in between Sakura and Ino. Sakura was at one of the ends. Beside Ino was Hinata, then Naruto, then Kakashi at the end. Hey, they serve champagne here. Yum. Anybody want some except me? Kakashi were not old enough to drink. Ino hissed. It won't be that bad, just have a little bit. A glass won't get you drunk. Kakashi laughed. If you're not used to alcoholic drinks you'll get drunk. Ino was losing her temper. The young man looked a little confused. Are you ready to order? Kakashi happily said, yeah. We'll take 2 bottles of your finest champagne. We're not ready to order our food yet. Kakashi, are you trying to poison us? Sakura exclaimed. You of all people need a drink. Sakura was silent. He was right. She really needed a drink. An alcoholic one. Ino, you need one too. Ino looked at Kakashi like she owed him her life. He was paying for these expensive champagne bottles. All she could do was take the offer. Any other drinks, sir? The young man asked. No thanks. Yes, I'll be back so you can order your food. All right. Kakashi agreed. Kakashi turned back to his group. So how's your vacation so far, everyone? Hinata smiled slightly in front of the elite ninja. I like it so far. Naruto looked at the pearl-eyed girl. Me too. Hinata blushed. What about you, Sakura-chan? Oh, I love it, Hinata. She looked at Sasuke, who was glaring at his menu like he wanted to kill it. What about you, Sasuke-kun? He glanced at the pink-haired girl. Ino was patiently waiting for his answer. It's okay. Ino screeched with joy. I love it too, Sasuke. Ino purred, then leaned on Sasuke. She peered in his menu like she didn't have one. Sasuke, let's order that one. We can share, she said sweetly. He gave her a disturbing look. No. Ino agreed all of a sudden. All right. Sakura kept to herself, trying not to pay any mind to them. Sasuke looked at the silent girl. Sakura, try not to look so sad. Quote. Yes, Sasuke-kun, Sakura said softly. She smiled weakly and continued her search on the menu. Oh, this one has noodles, Naruto said. This sounds good. Escargot, HMMN. Snails. Yuck. Hinata looked at her crush, finding the right food. I wonder what he'll pick. I'll get what he's getting. Maybe he'll notice me. I hope so. Sakura stared at Hinata, wondering what she's thinking. She has to hook Naruto and her up. It's for his own good. They completely balance each other out. Talkative, hyper, annoying boy and a quiet, calm girl. They are perfect. Absolutely perfect. She was sad but glad for Hinata. She wished that she could balance a boy out. Sasuke, quiet, calm, and powerful. She thought. I'm well, loud a bit. And I'm not very powerful. So I guess that I could balance him. But Ino would balance him out more than I. Sakura mentally beat herself for thinking of such things. She looked at the boy beside her. The one she longed for. She was near him but so far away. Seems almost like another world apart. Her lip trembled. She bit it to try not to let Eveo know she was going to cry. No one noticed, everyone was talking. Sasuke noticed Sakura trying hard to fight her tears. He put his hand on hers. In her lap so nobody would see. Sakura jumped. And looked up to him. She could see his eyes filled with worry and pain. Do you want to dance? This is a place to dance. Sasuke asked. Well where? Sakura whispered not to provoke Ino who was arguing with Naruto. Up there. I noticed it when I came in. They are playing my favorite piece. Let's go up there before we miss it. His voice was filled with emotion but his face didn't show it. Yes. They got up. Ino jumped up with them. Where are you guys going? Ino yelled. Disturbing the restaurant. Sakura and Sasuke didn't answer. She'll just have to find out. Hinata settled Ino down. They were in front of the restaurant on a little platform. Sakura trembled in front of all the people. They are staring at us, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke looked at all the people. They were indeed staring at the lovely couple. Let them stare, Sasuke said plainly. Sakura smiled. She pressed against him. Heaven. What's this piece called, Sasuke, since it's your favorite? Sakura asked. First Love. It's the piano version. Sakura wondered if it was special because of her. She was the first she knew of that returned her feelings. Maybe. Just maybe. I'll be with him. I think I have a chance after all. They danced in the melody. Sakura closed her weak and fragile eyes to absorb the moment. Sasuke motioned the piano player to keep playing. Ino stared at them jealously. HMPH. I wonder how she got to dance with him. Probably blackmail. Quote. Hinata watched them dance, dreaming and wishing it was her with Naruto up there. She turned to Naruto to ask him but he was too busy sulking also. Hinata looked down in misery. Hinata, dance with me. A voice called her. She thought it was Naruto but come to find out, it was our favorite elite ninja. No. Kakashi, I can't dance plus I'm too small. Hinata admitted. Kakashi smiled and got up. That's bull, Hinata. Hinata submitted and took his hand. They made their way up to the front. Sakura had a fit when she saw it. Hinata. That's my teacher. Hinata blushed as she danced with the tall man. Ino stared at all of them. HMPH. This is outrageous. Naruto scooted closer to her. He grinned devilishly. No. Not with you, fox boy. He opened his bright blue eyes to meet hers. It's just a dance. It's not like we're going to marry each other. Ino sighed. Alright. Since we're the only ones here. I guess. Before she could finish, Naruto grabbed her arm and went up to the front. Before you know it, the whole group of ninjas were dancing to Sasuke's special piece. Ino blushed looking at Naruto. You know, I never really got to look into his eyes. They're kind of pretty. So blue and pure like water. His shiny blonde hair. He's cute. Ino shook her head for thinking such dumb things. She hated this boy. But she'll hate him later on. Right now, she'll think of him differently. Kakashi-sensei? Hinata asked. Yes, Hinata. Kakashi replied to the short girl. Can I switch with Ino? Please. Kakashi smiled sweetly under his mask. I see. Got a slight crush on someone. Hinata blushed furiously. No, that's not it. I just think that you would feel more comfortable with Ino. She's a tad bit taller than I. Kakashi was still grinning, not believing her excuse. Okay. He swerved over to Ino and grabbed her by her hips as if was still dancing. He spun Hinata into Naruto's arms. Naruto-kun. Hinata turned a deep red, spreading on her ears, feeling his touch, his presence. It was magical. Wahh. Ino screamed. Ew. I'm not dancing with you. Yuck. Kakashi grinned even wider. You'd rather dance with Naruto? No. Of course not. I want Sasuke-kun. It's about time we switched, right, Kakashi? Me and Sakura. Ino was up to her usual tricks, trying to coax Kakashi into her bidding. Yeah, I do think so. He looked over to them. Sakura's head was resting on Sasuke's shoulder. Sasuke rested his head on her head. They both had their eyes closed. I don't think they should be bothered. Besides, it's not every day I can dance with a beauty like you. Ino's eyes got big. You old pervert. Yet she still blushed. I believe Kakashi can charm anyone into his heart. Ino smiled happily. But she tried to hide it. The young waiter came around and found on one. Poor boy. After they all danced and ate, they traveled back to the hotel. Tomorrow was the last day there. So they were going to make today and tomorrow the best. At least Naruto. Everyone else had plans of their own to take someone on a date. Even Sasuke. Maybe Kakashi. Sakura looked at her watch. It was around the afternoon. The group had already ate at the French restaurant and was on their way back to the hotel. But look. Ino screamed with pride. It's a bathhouse. She pointed to the large oriental-looking building they were walking by. Come on, let's take a bath. The group looked at her strangely. Naruto broke the silence. That's a bathhouse, don't you have to take a bath in front of everyone? Oh, don't be so stupid. Come on, Ino begged. Hinata blushed. I don't wanna. Ino looked at the small timid girl. You're too shy. Hinata didn't answer, but it was a major yes. Ino looked at Kakashi. Kakashi grinned. I don't see anything wrong with it. It'll be much more fun if it was company ed. Everyone went wide-eyed. Kakashi continued. This will be a good experience. Besides, it looks really expensive. They might have sake. Sakura got mad. I already have enough alcohol in my system. Ino came over to her. Oh, come on. We're already drunk. We might as well drink more. Yep. Ino was drunk. Sasuke-kun. Don't you wanna see? Sasuke shook his head furiously. That just worsened his condition. He had a major headache. Naruto was glad about this idea. Let's do it. Ino bashed him on the head with her elbow. Idiot. I'm not asking you. Besides, if you look at me, I'll poke those two eyeballs out of their sockets. Sakura looked at the ground, then at Sasuke. I'll go. Sakura shouted. Naruto cheered. Yay. Sakura-chan. Everyone agreed except Hinata and Sasuke. They looked at each other. Hinata blushed under Sasuke's gaze. It was true, he is cute. But she still loved Naruto. Ino glomped Sasuke. Please, Sasuke-kun. Hee. Come on. Bring out that pervert in ya. She nuzzled his neck. Sakura pulled Ino's hair. Get off him, Ino pig. EKKK. You stop. Right now. Sakura screamed. They started pulling each other's hair. Sasuke smiled in amusement. He nodded his head. He thought this was going to be funny. All that was left was Hinata. She stared at the ground, embarrassed. I'll wait out here. You guys go on ahead. I'll be fine. Ino looked at her. Okay, fine. Ino walked towards the building. The rest of the group followed. Naruto stopped and came back to her. Hinata. Naruto started. Come with us. You're always so shy. I don't think they have company ed anyway. That was years ago. No need to worry now. Hinata looked into his beautiful blue eyes. He looked to her pearl ones. What is it about this girl? She's so fragile and pretty. He stared at her in wonderment. Naruto-kun. Naruto smacked into the world called life. Huh, what? Okay, I'll go. But what if it is company ed? Hinata blurted. I promise I won't look at you. Naruto sweetly said. Hinata did her rare smile. Alright, want me to walk you in if it makes you feel better? He held out his arm. She gladly took it. Inside the building, the group signed up and made their way to the dressing rooms. It was company ed. Kakashi skipped happily to the dressing room. The boys' dressing room. Nothing here but a bunch of old farts and little kids. The girls' dressing room. No one is naked, you perverted boys. Hinata stuffed her clothes in her basket and put it on the shelves. Sakura-chan. I'm so glad. We get to wear our towels. Her pearl eyes actually looked happy. Sakura looked into the mirror, staring at her figure under her towel. I'm glad you're happy, Hinata. It's about time you get to be. You always looked so sad or scared. Ino looked at her rival. You've gained weight, haven't you? You sure do look like it. Last autumn you ate so much, now it's finally getting to you. She cackled. Sakura growled. Why, you snaggle-toothed heifer. Grr. Come on, bring it. In case you haven't noticed, I of course have a wonderful figure. Well, let's talk straight, Ino. Things start sagging as you get older. Hee. Girls. Hinata begged. Let's not fight please. Hinata sadly tried to break up the two and had an idea. Sasuke is probably at the baths now. Ino and Sakura stopped and raced to the baths. Hinata sighed and followed slowly. In the baths it was open air so the steam could get away. Sakura came out looking for Sasuke. She found the group in the corner of the baths, away from everyone else. Then she set her eyes on Sasuke. She clutched her towel as if it would kill her to lose it. He was wet. His hair and eyes were the only thing you could see. The rest of his body buried under the murky waters. He came up for air casually. Ino ran to him flaunting her towel to make sure he notices her. She sweetly got in the bath beside him. He did his murderous glance. He blew a few bubbles that sounded a lot like, "Get away from me." Sasuke came up for air. "Get away from me." Quote. Ino smiled sweetly. "Sasuke-kun, come on, get up. I wanna see your yummy body." Sasuke's eyes got big and he blushed. No. He sank back into the murky water. Sakura sat all the way across from Sasuke and Ino. She sat with Hinata who was too scared to go over and talk with Naruto. "Look Hinata, all you have to do is be yourself. He's just as embarrassed as you." Hinata rocked back and forth. "I dunno," she said nervously. "Okay, whenever you're ready. These baths are so hot. Isn't it great?" Hinata looked at her. "Yeah, it's nice." She looked back to the water. Sakura tried not to pay a mind to the perverts that was in the corner. Naruto. And Kakashi. Kakashi wasn't all that bad, still had his mask on. Darn. He was too busy reading his book than to pay attention. But then Naruto had to come over. "Hey girls," he said, swimming over and sitting in between Sakura and Hinata. Hinata was going to die. Her heart was beating so fast and images running through her mind. "He's here, what do I say? What do I do? He couldn't have possibly come over to talk with me." Single quote. "Hinata, did you know that hot baths like these are good for your blood flow?" Naruto said. "Wow, he's so smart." Hinata blushed. "No I didn't Naruto-kun." Quote. Naruto turned to Sakura. "So, what's up with you and Ino? You guys still mad?" Sakura smiled. "No I don't think so. But we are still rivals. I think Ino still wants to be friends with me. But you know how her pride can be." "Yeah I'm telling you." Naruto laughed, putting his arms behind his head. Hinata glanced, admiring his build. "So, how about that walk tonight?" "I'd love to," Sakura said. Naruto jumped for joy while Hinata got out of the water and headed to the dressing room. "Hinata wait, you didn't hear the rest." "It's okay Sakura-chan, don't worry about it," she cried. Soon she was gone. Sakura bit her lip. She was going to say, and mention Hinata. "So Sakura-chan I'll pick you up at your room," Naruto excitedly yelled. Sasuke watched this scene closely. He couldn't hear them over all the chatter of other people and the water in his ears. But he could mouth read. And boiled with anger. "Maybe then I can tell Naruto who really wants to go. Right there when he picks me up, I'll tell him." Sakura thought, nodding to Naruto's plans. He smiled brightly, showing his white shiny teeth, and continued to talk to his little crush. Suke angrily got up and Ino fell over when she was leaning on him. She splashed into the water. Sasuke. He helped her up. Stupid conditioned reactions. Sasuke thought of all the times he did that with Sakura on the missions. Ino squealed with joy. "You do love me." She hugged him. Sakura looked at them across the baths and looked back at Naruto who was blabbing about something. Sakura didn't see the part about Sasuke pushing Ino away. "Ino go somewhere," was what he said before leaving a confused and paralyzed Ino. Sniff sniff Sakura-chan. Hinata reeked it out loud in the dressing room. "You promised to help me." She sobbed. She pulled her pants up. "You said that you'd help me. You never go back on your word." No one was there so she cried freely. She looked in the mirror and stared at herself. Wiped her tears away and smiled. "It will, sniff sniff, be okay. As long as she's happy. I shouldn't be so selfish." She lied to herself. She walked out the dressing room forgetting her headband. She put the basket on the counter and signed herself out. She sat on the waiting bench. Sasuke came out of the boys' dressing room and put his basket on the counter and signed himself out. He sat beside the hiccuping Hinata. All was silent. "Why are you crying?" Sasuke asked coldly, breaking the uncomfortable silence. Hinata wiped more tears with her hand. "Oh, nothing really. Don't worry about me, she said timidly. She sniffed a couple of times before continuing. I just feel a little overwhelmed. It's your vacation. Enjoy it. Did Ino or Sakura do something to you? No. Why would they waste their time doing that? She tried to laugh but it was no use. Sasuke looked down at her. Don't let anyone push you around, he stated. Hinata looked at the floor. Yes, Oot. Before she could continue, Sasuke took her chin and made her look up. But nothing. Don't anyone push you around. Do whatever is good for you. Take care of you only. If you don't, you're dead. He saw. It that a little harsh for Hinata, but he was right. She blushed and looked to the side, trying not to meet his eyes. Sasuke let her go and she looked back at the ground. He's right. I shouldn't let anyone push me around. And I should worry about myself. And how I feel. My feelings. A few more tears fell. She wiped them with her hands, but they were wet. So it just made it worse. Sasuke handed her armbands. I don't know what they are called, he wasn't wearing them. Here, I need to wash them anyway. Thank you, Sasuke-kun. Hinata gently took his bands and wiped her tears on the cotton part. She handed them back to him. She felt kind of giddy being there with him. She blushed lightly. Yes, he was cute. She glanced at him. She found his coolness rather interesting. He sat looking to the other wall with one arm on the rest that was supporting his head. The other on top the bench. She leaned back like he had his arms behind her head. She sighed. Oh no, you too? Sasuke asked, amused. Hinata leaned back up. Nope. She giggled. She put her elbows on her knees and her hands on her cheeks. She looked down at her feet. She smiled sweetly. I can't believe I find him cute. Hey, he never talks to anyone. Would he like me by any chance? If he did, I don't know what I'd do. Hinata pursed her lips as if she was about to laugh. She kind of liked this moment alone with a boy. She laid with her hair that covered her ears, twiddling it in her fingers. Sasuke-kun, he replied. Well, I wanted to ask if you really love Sakura. I heard that you defended her and ran after her. That's all Sasuke said. The conversation stopped right there. Sasuke-kun, Ino said excitedly. Did you miss me? Hinata heard him mutter not likely. Sakura soon followed after Ino. Kakashi and Naruto came out after. It was silent the rest of the way to the hotel. There was tension between some of them. So Kakashi started up a conversation. Did anyone except me get some sake? He asked. No. The whole group screamed. Sakura was in her room with Hinata. Hinata was reading her manual of ninja skills. Sakura was leaning against the sliding door. Shouldn't you be getting ready for your walk with Naruto? Hinata asked, lifting the strap of her plain white tank top. I want to talk to you, Hinata. I was going to say for you to go. Sakura said, belly flopping on her bed. No, it's okay. You go ahead. You like him, don't you? Yes, but don't worry then, Hinata said weakly. It's all right. Really it is, Hinata said, closing her book. But it's your date. They both heard a knock on the door. Hinata headed towards the bathroom and closed herself in. Hinata, Sakura yelled, heading toward the door. Sakura answered the door. Hey beautiful, Naruto said happily, wearing his usual outfit. Naruto, I need to talk to you. Sakura blurted. I know. I have lots of things to tell you. Naruto said, grabbing her arm. Let's go. He yanked her out the door, kicked it closed, and ran down the hallway. Sakura looked back at her Hinata's room. Hinata. They passed Sasuke, who was carrying ice for his room and some sodas or pop for all you northern peeps. He watched them run down the hall. Hey Sasuke. They both said. Bye Sasuke. Sasuke wondered what got into those two. Hinata, he thought. Sasuke knew her crush on Hinata because of her always acting so shy and timid. And you can't miss that blush. Sasuke came to Hinata's room and leaned against the door with his ears and heard loud weeping. Sasuke gently knocked on the door. The weeping abruptly stopped. A few seconds later Hinata opened the door. Sasuke-kun, Hinata asked bravely. Sasuke let himself in and he took his seat on her bed. She wiped the tears she missed. Look, you need to get off your ass and do something. He motioned for her to sit. She did as she was told. She sat on Sakura's bed across from him. Sasuke opened the drinks and got a cup from the table near the TV they had. He put ice in it and poured the drink in the cup of ice. Wait, I thought that was for Ino. Hinata assumed. It was. Sasuke said nonchalantly. It's yours now. He handed it to her. Thanks Sasuke-kun, she said taking the cup. He prepared one for himself also. He took a sip and put it on the nightstand. What happened? Sasuke asked. If I answer that, you'll tell me why you're talking to me. Sasuke nodded. Well, you see, Naruto asked Sakura-chan on a date. And she said yes. Sasuke looked a little shocked. Well, I got upset, that was at the bathhouse. That's when I was crying. Naruto ca. Me and picked her up just now before you came. I'm sure you saw them. He nodded in agreement. And well, I just wanted to be with Naruto. Oh, please don't tell him. I won't. Don't worry. Sasuke said suddenly. And, why do you talk to me? Sasuke looked at the ground. I trust you. A slight blush was covering his cheeks but Hinata needed to be closer to see. Sakura confides to you I'm sure. Hinata nodded also. Quote. Has she said anything about Naruto? Hinata looked nervous, which made Sasuke curious. Classified information Sasuke-kun, was all that she could manage. I see. I know the answer now. Thanks. Enjoy your soda. It's on the house. He got up and went out the room. Hinata sighed. I wonder if he likes me. She put her drink on the nightstand and curled on her bed. She was about to drift to sleep when she saw Sasuke had left his bucket of ice. Oh no, Sasuke-kun's bucket. I better go return it to him. Meanwhile in Sasuke and Ino's room. What happened to my drink Sasuke? Ino cooed happily. I lost it. Sasuke said plainly putting his in the trash. What happened to the bucket? Ino asked curious. I left it in Sakura's room. Sasuke thought out loud. You what? Ino pouted. How come you like her so much? Why? She suddenly got angry. Sasuke wasn't paying her any mind. He was thinking about the bucket. How could he leave it there? Sasuke headed for the door when Ino stopped him by pulling his shirt. No, you're not going to her. She doesn't love you like I do. She told me. Ino screeched. Sasuke looked at her surprised. Could she love Naruto? Sasuke shoved her off. I'll find that out for myself. So you do like her. Tears could be seen in her eyes now. You do, don't you? No. Liar. Hinata opened Sasuke and Ino's door. Sasuke the bucket hit the floor, ice went everywhere. Ino could be seen kissing Sasuke. Hinata stared at them in horror. Hinata bent down and picked up the ice. She was on the verge of crying again, so many things were messing up. First Naruto, then Sasuke. It wasn't fair. Was she born to have no one? Ino released Sasuke to help Hinata. Here Hinata. Hinata jumped back like a puppy that's been kicked too many times. No. Get away. It's all right. I got it. Hinata struck Ino's hand. Ino stared at the now furious Hinata. She actually struck Ino. She hit someone. You messed everything up, Ino. Everything. Hinata cried. Why? Why do you treat Sakura like you do? Hinata picked up the cubes one by one, holding the bucket to her. Ino was speechless. Sasuke was over at the sliding door waiting for Ino's answer. Ino put her hands on Hinata's shoulders. We're rivals. We can't be nice. Hinata shoved her off. No, don't give me that. Hinata sobbed. She had cracked. I can't stand you anymore. Get away from me. I hate you, Ino. Ino stood up. The most quiet girl in the world has finally opened up. And showed her true feelings. Ino couldn't stand the atmosphere. So with no other choice, she left. Ino walked out the room without making a sound. Her destination, unknown. Hinata continued to sob. Sasuke. Catch Sakura before she falls to another. She loves you. Why can't you tell her and show us your feelings for her? What's love? She gulped and continued to speak. What's love without communication? Hinata picked up the last piece. She staggered to Sasuke. Sasuke looked at the tiny girl and saw her tears begging him. Hinata's pearl eyes were shiny and tired. Go to her, or Naruto will take her. Sasuke felt a surge of jealousy go through his body. Naruto. Sasuke shot out the room. I have to catch them. Hinata is right. I need to. Sakura-chan. Naruto asked, sitting on the beach under the bright moon. Yes, Naruto. Asked Sakura. I know we've been friends for a long time now. And I just wanted to tell you that. Sakura saw a sweet blush cover his face. Sakura's eyes widened. Is it what I think it is? Naruto, please don't tell me. Please. Sakura's heart was beating at an unnormal fast pace. Naruto struggled. Yes. So you like our date so far? Naruto asked. Sakura's sweat dropped. How could she ever have thought Naruto would be mature for 1 minute? It's been pretty good. I've never went on a date before, so I wouldn't know what's good or not. Naruto stared in shock. You never been on a date? You're so pretty and save it, Naruto. I've never been on a date. She smiled and looked sadly at the sand. Because of Sasuke. He was my reason for telling the other boys no. I wanted him. He's deprived me of so much. I think it's best to be with Naruto. Sakura leaned on Naruto, making Naruto shiver with bliss. Sakura. Yes. Sakura alerted herself again. Maybe he will. I love you, Sakura, shouted a distant voice. Naruto looked up the hill and saw a dark figure. The figure jumped from the hill to the beach. Sasuke. Sakura jumped to her feet. Naruto did also. Sasuke, keep out of our date. Naruto yelled. Sasuke went over to him. Go to Hinata, she needs you. Sasuke said to Naruto. Hinata? Why? What's wrong with her? Naruto asked, worried. Sakura smiled. Go find out, Naruto. We can't tell you. Naruto looked back at his former date. Is it okay if I leave you, Sakura? Sakura nodded. Naruto walked to Sakura and gave her a kiss on the cheek. And ran, trying not to get beat up by Sasuke. Sakura was frozen. Bye, Sakura-chan. Naruto yelled. Sakura waved to him. Sasuke and Sakura glanced at each other and laughed. Yes, Sasuke also. Hinata was back in her room wondering where everyone was. She shivered in the night air. The tank top and shorts weren't needed in the air-conditioned hotel. Her felt her arms and rubbed them for warmth. She decided to change into something warmer. She was making her way to the bathroom until she heard a knock at the door. See coming, she yelled. She opened it for Sakura and turned quickly back around, not noticing it was Naruto. How was your date, Sakura-chan? I know it was fun, because it was Naruto. I just wanted to tell you I didn't mind at all if you went out with him. I shouldn't be so selfish. But I really love him, Sakura. I just can't let you have him. Hinata blurted, not giving enough room for Naruto to speak. I love him. And I won't let you take him away from me. Hinata cried on the verge of tears. So you like me, huh? Naruto asked, dumbfounded. Hinata turned around to find out that she confessed to Naruto. She fainted. Whoa, Hinata! Naruto yelled, catching her. A few minutes later, Hinata opened her eyes to find herself on her bed covered up with her blankets. Naruto. Where did he go? I'm such an idiot. Fainting in front of him. So dumb. Now he thinks I'm weird and stuff. She mentally scolded herself. She sighed and turned over. Naruto. Naruto was sleeping right beside her. His face looking gentle and smooth. He breathed lightly. His normal clothes were still on. He must have been waiting for to come back, but he drifted off. Hinata smiled at her crush. Blush lightly filled her cheeks as she looked at his lips. She touched them lightly with her fingertips. Hoping that they will meet hers. She kissed him on the cheek, not to wake him. He's so soft and masculine. A dream of some kind. While she thought, his blue eyes slowly opened, meeting her pearl ones. He jumped up. I'm not being a pervert. I just accidentally fell asleep. I swear. Hinata calmed him down. I know. Please calm down, Naruto-kun. Naruto did as he was told and settled on her bed. I'm sorry that I listened to you say that. I should have interrupted you. No, it's fine. If it didn't happen that way, I guess I would have never confessed to you. I'm just a wimp. No, you're not, just shy. He looked around to see if someone was listening. Nope, no one around. Just like Sasuke. Hinata thought for a moment. That's why he never told her about his feelings for Sakura. He was too shy. He just hid his shyness behind his coolness. Let's just face it, Hinata, we're all a little nervous about our love lives. Especially when you meet the right person. Hinata gained enough strength to manage. What are you implying, Naruto-kun? She hoped it was what she thought it was. I'm too shy to tell. Naruto joked. Hinata took out her pillow. How could you lead me on like that? Wah. Pillow did an uppercut on Naruto, sending him down to the floor. Wah. I'm so sorry Naruto. Naruto got back up and grabbed Sakura's pillow. Alright, that's it Hinata. No Naruto. Please. You a lot stronger than me and I, whop. Hinata got angry. If that's how you want it Naruto, then let's go. Whop, whop. They hit each other until they couldn't move. Feathers were all over the room. Naruto and Hinata were stretched out on the bed breathing heavily. You. Hinata started. You butthole. Naruto laughed. You know you like this butthole. Stop teasing me. Hinata breathed. Naruto turned over on his stomach. Since when did you start acting all normal? Well I guess since. Hinata was silent. I don't know really. I'm just asking. I know it's weird to ask but. You very different so, I wanted to ask. Quote. What is it? Naruto blushed. Can interest you in ramen when we get back. Hinata giggled. Yeah, I'd love to. Ino sat under the street lamp on a bench in the dark crying. Ino had her legs up to her face. Buried in between her legs she muttered. What did I do? I just kissed him. I was overwhelmed. I didn't mean to. I just did it. Now Sakura is probably with him. I can't stop them. But he belongs to me, I must. I don't think you can Ino. Ino looked up. What do you want Hinata? I thought you hated me. My anger got the best of me. I'm sorry, I want to take it back. And to prove I'm sorry, here. Hinata dug in her jacket to take out a seashell. What's a seashell supposed to mean? Ino asked coldly. Hinata giggled. Take a look closer. Ino took the seashell and studied it. The seashell glittered in the light of the lamp. On the inside it was shades of purple, gold, light green and blue. It's beautiful, Ino admitted. Just like you. Hinata said casually. You're so beautiful. I've envied you like every other girl. So don't be like this. Don't throw all your beauty away over one boy. You'll make me angry if you do that. She smiled at the blue-eyed blonde. She smiled back. I guess. She blushed. Isn't there someone back home waiting for you anyway? You know, earrings. He's smart. And lazy. You know of him. Ino smiled looking at her seashell. Yeah. Ino got up. Shikamaru. Single quote. Hinata spinned. Guess what? She danced. Ino snapped back to life. What? Ino watched the small child dance. Hinata stopped to look at Ino's face. Naruto asked me out. What? Ino screamed. That annoying boy. Tell me you said no. Nope. I accepted the offer. Ew. Really? Ino was shocked. Yeah, I like him. Ino went white. You do. Yuck. Hinata smiled slyly. If I don't remember, you were blushing and looking at him all weird when you were dancing with him. No. They argued for a few minutes and argued their way back to the hotel. We're back. Ino yelled to the group who were in Kakashi's room playing a card game of bullshit. Hinata and Ino entered the room with a big smile. Everyone looked at them strangely. They thought Ino would come back in tears. Ino looked at Sakura and stepped up to the girl. Sakura was seated next to Sasuke. She and Kakashi were playing but Sasuke was just watching, didn't know how. Kakashi looked at Ino waiting for words but Ino stood beside her best friend in silence. Yes Ino. Sakura asked pathetically. Well, Ino stuttered. I want to say, that I'm really sorry. Ino blushed and then turned to Sasuke. You too Sasuke. I'm sorry for our teeth clashing. Quote. Sakura's eyes went really big. Why you kissed him? Ino was sweating bullets now. Why yes. But, I forced him. He didn't want to. Just to make sure we're clear. Sakura stood up. Are you giving him up to me with that tone of voice? Ino giggled. Of course not. Ino stated. I would never give up Sasuke-kun. But, I'll let you borrow him for the time being. Quote. Naruto laughed in the corner. He was sitting on his bed reading, Ninja for Dummies book. Ino just pimped Sasuke. Sasuke tried to ignore that comment. But, alas, he couldn't. Naruto. You're so gonna die. He jumped over the table and the cards went everywhere. Sasuke. Stop. Sakura called. But immediately Sasuke started choking Naruto. Sasuke looked at Sakura. We're just playing Sakura. Don't worry. Can't breathe. Naruto managed turning purple. Naruto. Hinata yelled softly. Sasuke let him go and made his way back to the table. Poor baby. Hinata gently lifted Naruto's head and stroked his blonde hair in her lap. Kakashi grinned. Well, everyone has a special friend here Ino. Cept me and you. Come on let's give it a swerve. Wah. No, Ino screeched. You pervert. She thought for a minute. Ice cream. Why not? Kakashi put it simply. Woohoo. Ino sat down in between Sakura and Sasuke. Hi. Ino pig. I was sitting next to him. Sakura exclaimed. You were, until I got here. She stuck her tongue out at her. Sakura anger steamed out of her. Well, I guess there is no way to solve this than to let you have your way. She calmly said. Everyone started whispering. So Ino whispered to Kakashi. Is she taking any special medicine? Is she having her you know what? Kakashi whispered back. I don't know, but I think it's bad. Sakura's vein popped in her temple. Stop talking about me. The two people gulped and stopped their quiet chatter. Let's play. Kakashi brightened the moment. By then Sakura had picked up the cards. Let's go then. Sakura looked at the rays of the sun from in her hotel room. It was just last night that Sasuke admitted that he loved her. And it was just last night that Ino gave Sasuke up to her. She and he were now a couple. She wasn't the only girl that her dreams came true either. Hinata had her love in the palm of her hand. Naruto. Sakura didn't immediately wake up. She closed her eyes again, enjoying the soft warm bed. She looked to her left to find Hinata sleeping peacefully on her bed. Last night she woke Sakura up talking in her sleep. She kept saying, Naruto and me. Sakura had a fit. Sakura embraced her pillow as she thought of going back to the village. Back to her same boring life. But this time it was different. She was going back, hand in hand with a very special boy. She remembered her mother. She wanted Sakura to bring Sasuke home one day. Sasuke will finally get another chance with motherly love. Sasuke and her mother. Son-in-law and mother. Sakura smiled as she got up and stretched. Lifting herself off the bed she made her way to the bathroom and started to brush her hair. Soon after, Hinata got up. After everyone in the room did the hygienic needs, Hinata and Sakura sat down on their beds to talk and watch a little television. You know, this is the first time we got to watch TV on our vacation. Sakura said suddenly. Yeah, I know. We've been so busy doing other things. Hinata said gently back. So what will you and Naruto do if you guys are going to be announced as a couple? Well, hopefully, we can be boyfriend and girlfriend. I hope we can start a family. Sakura teased. No. Hinata blushed. We can't go that far yet. Sakura giggled. I know. Keep going. Hinata smiled while the pink was still on her cheeks. I hope we can start a great friendship. We can work together. And I hope it can last forever. Then we can think about our future together. Until then, we have to decide if we want that. Sakura smiled brightly. You know, you make a whole lot of sense. You should be a couple therapist. No, I want to be a ninja. You know that. I want to follow Naruto forever in his path. Behind every good man is a good woman. Sakura said casually while changing the channel on the tube. They were silent watching the news until they heard a knock at the door. Who is it? Sakura asked while making her way to the door. She opened it to find Kakashi. He was brushing his teeth. What do you want, master? Wook, you guys path up. Sakura stared at him blankly. I can really understand you, you know. Kakashi walked in the room and spit in Sakura's and Hinata's sink. Sakura was about to kill him. Kakashi is so rude. You guys pack up, Kakashi said walking out the room. After he left. Oh, I hate that man sometimes. Hinata laughed. But he is a great teacher. At least from what I can see. You were lucky to get him. Yeah, Sakura said while taking her bags from under her bed. Let's pack up. Hinata thought for a minute. We never got to swim. Quote, maybe next time. I'm sure Hokage will give us another vacation. You think so? Of course. Sakura walked the halls of the Ninja Academy. It was Saint a few days ago that she was at the beach with Sasuke. Now, she was back at the academy making her way to the class meeting. Everyone from her class will be there to discuss their vacation. Sakura felt a hot blush overwhelm her cheeks. She couldn't wait to tell everyone what happened between Sasuke and her. The other girls would be so jealous. Sakura smirked. Jealous of me? The big forehead girl everyone picked on. She stood proudly glancing out the window. She made her way into the classroom sitting beside Sasuke. Duh, who wouldn't? Everyone was there except Kakashi. Late as usual. He waltzed in the room like he did nothing wrong. Hokage motioned Iruka to speak. Uruka looked at his former students with a smile. He missed this lot. So, who wants to share their stories? Kakashi stood up. My babies are first. The ones that tagged along too. Team 7 Hinata and Ino sweat dropped. He was calling them his babies. Naruto being the most hyper one jumped up first. He stood beside his Eat looking around the classroom making sure that everyone had their attention on him. Naruto began. My favorite part of my vacation was seeing Sakura in a skimpy waitress outfit. Drool dribbled down his chin. Hinata looked at him sadly and pulled his sleeve. The other boys were drooling also. Naruto. Sakura screamed madly. Naruto snapped back to life. Huh. Oh yeah. My favorite part of the trip. It was when He stopped making everyone go on the edge of their seats. He loved having control. He got bored instantly and kept going. It was when I found out that's on the inside I could love Hinata. Hinata sighed with joy and blushed. The kids just sat wide-eyed. She stood up beside him and grasped his hand. My favorite part of the trip was when I acted normal. I could be angry and sad. I had so many emotions that I could show everyone. I learned that I don't have to be shy all the time. Kakashi grinned and looked to Hokage who was listening contentedly to Hinata's speech. Oh yeah, he was going to get a bonus in his paycheck. He knew this was good. The other senseis stared at Kakashi and jealously. After Hinata and Naruto sat down, Sakura stood up. My favorite part the trip was knowing Sasuke's true feelings about me. I finally know. I want to announce to you all, we are now a couple. Sakura said proudly. Every girl in the class either fainted, sulked, called her a liar, or got really angry. I also learned that love comes in many shapes and sizes. Sakura sat down. Kakashi was grinning to the get back now figure of speech. Sasuke stood up. It's true, I know my feelings for a girl. My favorite part of the trip was relaxing. I could finally think about something else than my skills and how I'm going to kick Naruto's butt. Hey! Naruto shouted. Sasuke sat down and Ino stood up. It was up to her now. Kakashi looked around nervous. He wanted that bonus in his check so badly. Ino stuttered. She clasped her hands together. Kakashi prayed and hoped. And prayed again that she wouldn't ruin this. I learned that you can't fight a rival, that's your friend. Friends are forever. You can't just call them your enemy. I know one person very dear to me. I lost her over a boy. That boy is gone now, and I regret the day that I told my friend we were enemies. Now I have no one. Sakura stood up teary-eyed. Friends forgive Ino. Ino smiled. Sakura smiled back. I want to apologize to you in front of everyone. I'm sorry. Sakura walked over to her friend. Ino began to cry. It's okay Ino, I forgive you. Friends don't abandon each other, you know that. Hokage looked very pleased. He motioned Kakashi over. Kakashi gladly came over to hear the magic words of congratulations. But before Hokage could say anything, Ino spoke very loud. Anyways, all that sappy stuff is over. My favorite part was when I got to drink some alcohol, then I got to take a bath. No wait, there's more. Check it, I got to take a bath with Sasuke-kun. She squealed. Ed with excitement as Hokage looked at Kakashi. He looked angry. Ino kept on chattering. Then, Kakashi took me out for some ice cream. Yup, I got a banana split. She began giggling. You should have seen it. Sasuke and Naruto got in a major fight over this girl right here. She pointed at Sakura. The students were absorbed in what Ino was talking about. Ino was putting all this in full detail, which Hokage was not very fond of. She finally began to close her little story. Anyway, it was a great adventure. Hokage. She turned to the old man. I hope we can have another vacation. She winked at him and sat down. Everyone was silent. They all stared at Kakashi like he was a god. His students had so much fun while the others stayed at home and watched TV. Uruka sat up nervously. Does anyone else want to tell their vacation? Everyone shook their head. After what Ino said, all of theirs were boring. Hokage wasn't all too pleased with Kakashi's behavior toward alcohol and bath time. Ino had to ruin my streak. I thought I was going to get a bonus. Kakashi thought, groaning. Hokage stood up and left the room. Kakashi, follow me. Along with the students you took. Naruto, Hinata, Sasuke. Sakura and Ino looked at each other and gave a, we're in trouble, glances. They were outside the building. Kakashi was sweating bullets. Hokage sighed and took out his pipe. You know Kakashi, I didn't know you were so carefree. Giving them alcohol is dangerous. Then you let them take a bath together intoxicated. That wasn't a very smart move. Anything could have happened. They are teenagers. They cannot control their ahem behavior toward the opposite gender. The group glared at one another. Hokage continued, but I must say, Kakashi, you do make one hell of a trip. Next time. Before he could continue, the students cheered. Next time, they all said in their minds. There will be a next time. Ahem. Hokage calmed them down with just that gesture. As I was saying, next time, I want to go. He smiled happily. You sound like you had a lot of fun. Everyone went white. They tried to imagine Hokage in a swimsuit or waiting tables. And at the bathhouse. The whole group shuddered. Hokage continued. Ino. Yes. Her heart sunk in her chest. Am I in trouble for blabbing all that stuff? She thought. Since you have a taste for grown men, how about me and you go up for ice cream? Ino fainted. Gosh, I was just joking with the girl. No need to faint. Hokage laughed. Well, I'm really surprised. Kakashi had a surge of happiness. So you letting me off the hook then? Can I get a bonus? Hokage was making his way into the other direction when he turned around and said. No, you're not off the hook. And you might get a bonus. For you punishment I don't know. He walked away leaving a blank Kakashi in the dust and a fainted Ino. Sakura came up to Kakashi. I'm sure it won't be that bad. I mean, Hokage is a nice guy. Right. Kakashi saw that Sakura was trying to make him feel better. Yeah, he assured her. I guess it won't be that bad. He picked up Ino, who was still unconscious. He slung her over his shoulder. I thought she would have waken up by now. The group started walking. Naruto laughed. It must have really scared her. Saying no to Hokage for a date is like telling your boss no, I won't do my work. It is a little scary going out with Hokage. Especially if you're as young and pretty as I am. Ino said, half awake. Sakura looked up to her. You're awake. So, old perverts like young blondies like you, huh? I guess. Ino sighed, swaying. Kakashi just kept holding her. Kakashi, you can put me down, you know. I don't want to. He said dreamily. Wah. You pervert. Ino struggled in his grasp. You have a thing for vulnerable children too. No. Just blonde loud ones. Kakashi sighed. Ino fainted again. Sakura giggled. Naruto and Hinata stared at the teacher in horror. He looked at them back. I was kidding. I have no interest in her. Phew. They both said in unison. So, Kakashi started. Who wants ice cream? Ino woke up and screamed. I do. Kakashi hugged Ino tightly. I love a woman that loves ice cream. Quote. WAHH. Someone help me. I'm being molested. Faint. The whole group sweat dropped. This has been one long stupid trip. Quote. Thanks for watching.